Live from Handle Stadium, Pioneer Football is on the air. Hello, everyone. Kent McHale along with Justin Connolly bringing you tonight's simulcast between the Villa Park Spartans of the Bravo League and your Western Pioneers on MixLR Radio and on the Pioneer Press YouTube channel. Both teams coming off dramatic, come from behind fourth-quarter wins in the season openers last week. What should we expect to see from these top two teams tonight, Justin?
This is going to be one of those ramp-em-up kind of games. Villa Park comes off a game with Carson, who's a tough team but not quite at their level. It was a slightly closer game than I would have imagined it to be, 26-22. It doesn't exactly tell the whole story of the game. However, I think their coach's message to them this week would be that this is a trap game. As we just heard from the side of us, Dr. Carpenter there talking about, right now the ranking-wise, Villa Park is like Team 9 in Division 3. Western team, 5 or 6 in Division 5. So that being said, Orange County reporters have these guys ranked 15 and 15 tied for 15th place. So tonight is going to tell us who's 15 or better in the county, right? Top 15.
They are at a virtual deadlock, and this is per Steve Fryer and Dan Albano and they covered this in their Orange OC Varsity telecast, and tonight's one of their featured games. So I expect this to be a really great, it should be a tight, another tight game again here for the Western Pioneers. Western comes in led by head coach Dan Davidson, his 12th year, 1-0, ranked number 15 in the county, last week beating Salesian 34-31. Villa Park, they're led by 17th year head coach Dusan Onsich. They're 1-0 also after beating Carson 26-22 in dramatic fashion over at Fred Kelly Stadium last Friday night. They're ranked number 16 in the county, and Justin, as you said, it should be one heck of a ball game tonight.
Definitely one heck of a ball game. They come in with a very good reputation in the in Southern California football. They've been very consistent in their play and their competition. Always a playoff competing type of team that's been a division or two ahead of us in recent years, right? The last 5 years and whatnot. That being said, these two teams are very equally matched talent-wise. I just walked the sideline. Oh, we're going to go up for our national anthem. Just walked the sideline. Very same in size, too, Kent. Leave it at that.
Yeah. And that was a Pride of the Pioneers marching band with the national anthem. Before we get going any further, Justin, tonight's game being brought to you by Pioneer Press. Broadcaster director tonight, Angel Vargas. The technical director, Kevin Nguyen. The cameraman, Caleb Nguyen. They're not related. We got to make sure we knew that. As well as the graphic designer, Gabriel Rodriguez-Estrada. Don't have our cameraman's name yet, but we got to get him in a second to give him a shout-out as well. Again, really, this is probably the most professional we've ever had here, Justin, broadcasting a game. We just showed up and got to be the talent tonight.
And that's how I love it, Ken. We've been working a lot of these years, doing everything ourselves. This end product should look better than anything we've ever done, right, with the help of all these guys. We've got a tremendous YouTube broadcast here that's been going on for years. Last year, in and out with us, I'm not sure how much was on and how much was off. This year, we're going to be on here every time, so you can, count on YouTube. If you're not driving, if you're driving, MixLR, it might be a little further, can't find the YouTube. But the YouTube will be present on Pioneer Press. These guys are doing a great job. We just looked at the starting lineups before here, and I'm very excited. When we get to that, Kent,
we're
you guys are
we're really
getting
big time. We are absolutely getting big time here. And again, under the leadership of Adrian Almeida, the teacher here over at Western High School. One of these days we'll actually get him on the air and have him talk a little bit about his program. Pretty excited about it, especially since the merger of Orangeview Junior High School. It's been something special bringing on that extra talent that they have to put together this broadcast for us.
Yeah, very much so, Kent. It's nice when you come and people have the same interests as you. And, this is a much better job than I could have ever done in high school. The media's there. They're doing their class. They're all learning. And everything we see come out from, Western, as far as media goes, we're going to see some clips here at halftime and stuff. It's fantastic. So stick around for halftime. You guys will get a little bit different of a remix of how we do things this week with, some of the Western student body and some great people from around Western taking care of that for us. So, we're really excited to get going. This is going to be a big-time game. Kent, Villa Park, Western, two premier names in Orange County. And I'm very excited. I've been excited all week.
Let's talk about last week a little bit. The game started with Osei Enosegbe picking off the first pass of the game and returning it 60 yards for a score. Welcome to Western High School, Osei. Again, he stepped in front of the pass that was thrown by the freshman Marty Sly. Marty Sly, and took it the distance. Again, we didn't get a chance to chat with him about it, but what a pick.
I would ask him. You get one chance to make a first impression. Could you have done it any better?
Yeah, okay, that's a great question for him. And then Salesian responded by taking the ensuing kickoff 80 yards for the score to tie the game at 7 before Bunchy Young hauled in a 45-yard dime from Chance Thomas, making the score 14-7 at the end of 1.
And knowing this coaching staff, that's going to be a thing of opportunity this week is to shut them down on special teams. Last week that was a little bit of a dagger that could have come back to bite us, especially when that game came down close at the end. That special teams touchdown is something we wanted to work on this week.
After that, Jacob Taylor added a 10-yard reception to start the second quarter scoring before Salesian responded with a short TD and then a 47-yard field goal as time expired in the first half with the scoreboard showing 21-17. Had to be feeling a little kind of good, kind of bad about it at halftime.
Yeah, it was not kind of what we expected going into halftime. Things switched just a little bit. And, there was a momentum shift there late in the second quarter. And, coming out in the second half, we were really playing what looked to be a 0-0 game. It was a very close possession type of game, and that's how it lasted the rest of the game.
Well, Salesian came out in the second half and took a 13-yard touchdown run to set it up to take the lead and set up that dramatic fourth quarter. Skylar Lindsay ran it in from 5 yards to give the Pios the lead back at 28-24 before Salesian retook it on a short touchdown run to make it 31-28. Then on fourth down with no timeouts, Chance Thomas scrambled around before finding a sliding Jonathan Hardy in the end zone as time expired with the game winner, 34-31. What a way to start Pioneer football for 2025.
That was an amazing way. We kicked it off with a bang, fireworks going off, and just minutes after that, fireworks going off at Knott's Berry Farm. No surprise, but, Chance kept that play alive, and you got to really give them credit at quarterback. He kept his vision alive, kept that play alive, and he was able to find John in the end zone. John making a sweet catch, very low and tight. Not an easy catch to make, Kent. Not one you practice every day, but under the lights, in the pressure, those guys made it happen, and that means a lot to us. It made for a very exciting weekend for me. I kind of lived off of that for 2 or 3 days.
Well, you got to. That's one of those games that you just, you can't even draw it up any better than that. And, the funny thing is that if you remember how Week 10 ended last year against Tribuco Hills, kind of very similar fashion with the Pioneers pulling out the win to make it into the playoffs with that dramatic win against the Mustangs in Week 10. On defense, Jacob Taylor led the way with 10 total tackles and the only tackle for loss. He was followed by Ernest Nunley and Osei Enosegbe, 8 with 8 each, along with that pick 6 to start the game. Defense only gave up 55 yards through the air last week to freshman Marty Sly. That's one of those things you don't know if that's really because of the passing defense or because necessarily you had a freshman out there and they were able to run the ball very well.
Yeah, the inexperience of the quarterback, I'm sure, keeps you very conservative. That being said, they ran the ball very well. So you're gonna keep going with the running game. And at the end of the day, our ability to do both was probably the reason why we won and worked out really well for us. So I loved our balance on offense, and more importantly on defense, I loved our tenacity. We didn't run out of energy all night, and we really took it to them. We had an interception for a touchdown. You can call that the difference in the game when you really look at it score-wise.
One of the other things, when you talk about last week was humid, a little less humid today than I thought it was going to be. But it was pretty humid last week, and one of the things you look for is cramps, right? And so Salesian had 7 guys down on the ground at some different points throughout the game. The Pioneers had 0. 7-0 in terms of cramps, which is a huge win if you're Coach Wendell Lauderdale.
A huge win. I mean, you go all season preaching to these guys about things that sometimes you don't know how bought in they are, how much they believe you because you said it for the 100th time. But Coach Wendell's not one of those guys. You're going to listen to him. And at the end of the day, we were better prepared for that game coming out of the season, game 1, and that is a direct reflection on our strength and conditioning program.
Well, let's take time right now to go ahead and introduce the starting lineups for your Western Pioneers. And here we go. On offense, Chance Thomas, he at quarterback. Skylar Lindsay at running back. The wide receivers, Aiden Payne and Jacob Taylor. Jacob Taylor is actually a running back over there. Bunchy Young, the other wide receiver. And up front, you've got Aiden Luna, Dylan Johnson, Marley Hogan. And you've got Nick Costanza, Moises Hogan, and then we got Skylar Lindsay again. He's a bonus starter. He had such a good game last week, he started twice.
Oh, they just couldn't see him. The other team couldn't see him. That's why they left him off.
Exactly. On defense, Rufus Dogba, also called RJ, Donovan Davis, Jacob Taylor, and Osean Osegbe, followed by Jonathan Hardy, Ernest Nudley, Taiwan Nesby, and Elijah Washington. Deshaun Rufus, Dylan Johnson, and Ian Douglas make up the remaining line there for the Western Pioneers. Again, nice job on the graphics here by this Western Pioneer Press broadcast crew up here.
A very good job. Something that we really enjoy having. That visual works, and it's great to have this screen in front of us too, so that we can double check things when things are close. Sometimes from up here, the bird's eye view is great for so many things, but Ken, I think I get the spot of the ball wrong all the time, so you guys be aware of that.
Yeah, exactly. We got both teams getting ready to come through their gauntlet of cheerleaders. Western in their all-black uniforms, white helmets with the blue block W's and the dark blue numerals. Villa Park with their powder blue helmets, white jerseys, white pants with the powder blue stripes as they're coming to walk through right now. As you can see them walk through their tunnel coming from the western end zone here. Handel Stadium is a natural grass turf field. Runs east and west, so you got the wind coming slightly from the west towards the scoreboard side. We're up here on the southern side of the field, high above in the press box here at Handel Stadium, as both teams have come through, and we're minutes away from getting this ball game underway. Jessa, one other thing about this ball game, about last week's game, relatively clean game. Only just one turnover and only 75 yards in penalties combined. And then both teams were perfect on their kicking game. You just don't see that.
Oh, it was a beautiful thing to watch. The 3 facets of the game were great last week. After we shored up that little issue we had on that kick return, it was great everywhere. And, I was really most impressed by the punt return team and the punt return specifically, just making sure to catch the ball while it's in the air and maintain that field position. It becomes so important when you're a great, fiery offensive team like this. It's just different plays that you run when you start at the 40 or start at the 45 rather than starting at the 20.
Well, this is the first ever meeting between the Western Pioneers and the Villa Park Spartans. Can't go backwards in time to see what this one's about. Got to give a special shout out to your former principal as the PA, Ben Carpenter, Dr. Ben Carpenter, up here in the booth, sharing the booth with us, handling the PA duties here at Handel Stadium.
Dr. Ben, a great principal for us there at Cypress, and a fantastic guy here over at Western as well. And it's nice to hear his voice on the PA, I'm not going to lie.
Deep for, actually, Western will be kicking off to start this first half. Hernandez has the ball teed up on the left hash mark. He's in for the injured Rafael Rodriguez. Not sure how he got injured. He was a perfect 4 for 4 in PATs last week, but tonight it's Antonio Hernandez. If you remember him from last year, he's got that big leg and is able to put it pretty much hit the sign in Handel Stadium here. But we'll see what happens here in this ball game.
He really put foot to skin when it comes to that football last year.
Foot to skin, I love it.
Or foot to, what the other term is.
Okay. Ball on the left hash, 40-yard line. And this ball game is underway. Line drive kick. Takes a bounce, taken at the 15-yard line, coming up the side at the 20, 25, cuts there at the 30, and dragged down right at the 32-yard line. Goes Sean Burns, and that's where Villa Park will take over, 1st and 10.
Villa Park, Western doing a great job that time of maintaining their lanes and making the tackle on Villa Park. I don't think Villa Park quite expected that. Last week we kicked the ball to the right all night. That time we just put it to the left. A little bit of a different scenario when you're watching film, right? You can't expect a new kicker to come, so you might not have seen it before.
Vince Legata, he's the starting quarterback for the Spartans, and he's looking for his top receiver, Lovey Clark. He's number 0 out there, and he's split out on the trip side on the inside receiver. Offset to the right is the running back. Ball's on the ground, and jumping on it quickly right away was Legata.
That's one of those risks with the read. Quarterback's reading. Quarterback lets go of the football a little too late. Running back thought that the quarterback was going to let go of the football, and that is what looked like caused that fumble on that play.
Coy Collins with a big game last week. The sophomore had a 72-yard touchdown run against Carson on way to 101 yards total 101 yards rushing. He's now to the right of Legata, and the trips come to the left side of the field, tight end to the right side on 2nd down and 8. Back to pass he goes. He's looking deep, sets up, throws. Wide open is Lovey. It's intercepted. In and out of the hands of Lovey Clark and picked off there by Ernest Nunley.
And what a play by Ernest Nunley. That time, Levy gets free. He's wide open. There's nobody else on him. Ernest Nunley smartly kind of plays the center of the wide receiver inside and outside, because he's got to make a tackle to save a touchdown if that guy makes a catch. And the receiver bobbles the ball. Nunley comes up with the football because, he's just a ball hawk. Great, eyes on the ball kind of guy. Smart move by him. And Western turns what looked to be a tough play or maybe a touchdown into an interception.
Yeah, he was open. Lovey was open in the post, and ball was thrown slightly behind him, and it goes up in the air, and Pioneers have it, 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Skylar Lindsey offset to the left of Chance Thomas, trips to the left side. Lindsey quickly out to the left side, complete. And he's going to pick up maybe 2 yards on the play as Villa Park swarmed to the football.
And Villa Park playing good side-to-side football, sideline to sideline. They all flowed together, and Lindsey just didn't really have anywhere to go. Chance Thomas getting that ball out to him quick. Lindsey's just got to pick his route and go. And last week we seen him do that, so.
Chance had 223 yards and 3 touchdowns last week in the win over Salesian. 2nd down and 8. High snap, rolling out as Thomas sets up, throws, complete. That's Bunchy Young. He's got it across the 40-yard line to the 41. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 right there. As Bunchy Young with seven grabs for 114 yards and a 45-yard touchdown last week.
Yeah, Bunchy Young that time with just a quick 5 yards in and out. Gets a quick ball there from Chance, and Chance keeping his line clean right now, getting that ball out fast.
Deep man is Lindsey. There's a quick timeout here. They're going to send one of the receivers off. They didn't quite like what he was looking at. That's Hardy that had to come off, and into the game comes Ernest Nunley. It's not a bad replacement there. You got some real speed there with Ernest Nunley. He goes in motion. Hand off Lindsey. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage, and actually he's going to lose a yard on the play. 4th down and 3 as Villa Park fled those gaps. And just go ahead and nothing there, no room there for Lindsey to run.
And Villa Park's been known to be a strong defensive team, and they're coming out here and playing well. Their linebackers very much so making that tackle.
4th down and 3. Western they actually converted 69% of their 4th downs last week against Salesian. That's a pretty high percentage for a 4th down, right, Justin?
Yeah, very much so. And, right now Western tried to get them to jump off sides before getting the change of play here. And Villa Park's a very disciplined team, so they didn't jump for it.
Lindsey kept by Thomas. He's got a first down or more. He's at midfield. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's going to go. Touchdown, Western. Chance Thomas.
And what a play call there by the Western coaching staff. And what a play by Chance Thomas. Great blocking from the rest of the team. Chance Thomas holds that in there, in that pocket to the running back till the last second. Skylar Lindsey's getting tackled. Chance Thomas pulls it out, and he finds the edge for a very long touchdown, running touchdown for Chance Thomas, showing the athletic ability.
60-yard touchdown run by Chance Thomas. That's the longest of his career. As Western strikes first blood. Hernandez on to try the extra point out of the hold of Thomas. Snap down, kick up. It is good. So with 9:04 to go here in the first quarter, Western 7 and Villa Park 0.
And you got to love the belief in this team from the coaching staff to go for it there in your own territory and fourth down. That means you believe in your defense to get a stop. It means you believe in your offense to get a first down. You know, Kent, that play was drawn up so well, and the blocking there was just to perfection. How long Chance held it, when he pulled it out, and when he started to run, there was enough time for that receiver to get inside and take on the guy coming from the end. I'm not sure if it was the end or the linebacker, but he got a good block on him, and Chance had that whole edge to clear and still had one more blocker ready to go. They fooled him.
Absolutely, because I was thinking he's got one man to beat. No, that's his own guy. There was two black shirts on the screen, and the only two black shirts on the screen were running down the sideline, and the only guy he had to beat was the sniper at the 10-yard line.
And Chance just gave a small quick point, like here's a quick touchdown, and he didn't rub it in anybody's face. You know, it was a small celebration. Very smart to keep it small like that, because you know how it is, Kent, in high school football here. You could get called for anything. I love the discipline of this team to execute that blocking there and get their quarterback a touchdown. That was a great play call there for the Pioneers.
Hernandez has that ball teed up at the 40 again. Right-footed kicker approaches it, booms it away. Heads into the end zone, and that'll be a hit for a touchdown, and Villa Park will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 20. You know, on that run by Thomas, it's kind of like that movie Seabiscuit. I mean, not Seabiscuit, Secretariat, where he's got that huge lead, and then you got the trainer yelling at him, "Don't fall off the horse, Ronnie," because I mean, there's nobody there in front of him. It was such a wide open touchdown. You won't see stuff like that very often.
Yeah, you don't. It was a beautiful play from start to finish, and everybody held their lane. Everybody got their block. It was executed to perfection, and it wasn't something we've seen at all last week, so Villa Park wasn't ready for it.
Well, the Pioneers take advantage of that turnover. Handoff up the middle he goes. That's a sophomore. He broke a big one last week and breaks another big one here in his second carry. Actually, his first carry of the night goes for 25 yards.
And a big run, and that time the tackle made on the backside by our cornerback, Rufus Dugba, just taking care of business, but not what we want to see there, gashing us up the center and not getting touched for 20 yards.
Coy Collins starting off big again. He's only a sophomore, but he made his presence felt last week. Trips off to the left side again. Kept up the middle. That's Collins again. He'll get a couple on the play. Across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Give him 2.
That time a great job working together from the defensive line and the linebackers. One got him low, one got him high, and was able to make the tackle after a short gain on first down.
2nd down and 8. 2 receivers to the right side. Lovey in the slot. Burns up by himself. Now he comes in motion. Now he goes back the other way. A little confusion there. Now he gets him over to the trip sides on the right side. They can be lucky to get this one off, and they do. Handoff again. Collins pushing the pile this time. He's got enough for a first down across midfield into Pioneer territory at the 45-yard line.
That time Collins picked up an extra block there. Good push from his line, which was what picked up the first down. Western had a good defense there to stop it, but nobody was able to tackle the running back.
Those of you just joining us, it's 7:30 to go here in the first quarter. Western leads 7-zip. Villa Park on the move. They've got it at the Pioneer 45-yard line. Villa Park ran the ball close to 65% of the time in last week's game. Legata calls for the ball. Hands off Collins. No, he's keeping it himself, and he'll get stopped short of the line of scrimmage. And yeah, that's only the second tackle for loss for the Pioneers this season. It's hard to believe. I went back and looked and said, gosh, we hardly got home.
Oh, yeah, we struggled last week to secure that edge, and they were running with a very fast running back off the edge. And so we didn't have too many opportunities to get in the backfield, get tackles in the backfield.
2nd down and 11. Trip's going left this time. That's Lawhon in the backfield with Legata. He gets it up the middle. He goes, runs into a pile. Then he moves it forward a little bit, finds a little bit of room out to the 41-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Villa Park letting you know that they're going to give you a heavy dose of running the football tonight and that you're going to have to take care of it. Western doing a good job right now making those tackles. But, Villa Park's MO is to continue to run the football and try to run over you all night and wear you down. So we'll continue to watch that. Right now it brings up a critical 3rd down for Villa Park.
Sun is starting to set here, and Anaheim on what's turning into a beautiful night for football here as we wind down the last days of August. 3rd down and 6. 2 receivers on either side of the formation, single back. That's Lawhon. And there's a timeout because Ansich bangs his first timeout of the half. So the score with 5:35 to go here in the first quarter, it's Western 7 and Villa Park 0. Justin, a little bit more about last week's game and just the thing that you remember looking back to last year, the number of penalties that Western had was just. It was atrocious. I mean, to put it mildly, it was atrocious. The back end on the back end part of the defense was struggling quite a bit, and that's really been clamped down so far this year.
Yeah, very much so. We really had to use our offense sometimes last year to be our defense by just staying on the field or scoring. This year, I think we have a defense that's strengthened up in a lot of positions, and I think it's going to help that we're not going both ways at so many positions as well. It's going to help maintain our energy.
Yeah, that's really a big piece of this. Is there's only really 2 guys going both ways. One of them is Jacob Taylor, and the other is Dylan Johnson. And last year you probably had six guys going both ways for the Pioneers.
Yeah, 2 guys is much more typical than 6.
3rd down and 6. Western with a 3-man front. And here comes the 4th. Throws complete out to the right side, after the left side, and that's enough for a 1st down. Sean Burns on the receiving end of that throw, and there's a 1st down for Villa Park. Villa Park, when you brought pressure, they actually were the most effective last week against Carson. Whenever you brought pressure, except when you had max pressure. Max pressure, that was one of their toughest. They only had, we were efficient 33% of the time. But when you have pressure like that, 5-man coming, they really ate that up.
Well, we did a good job last week in max pressure. That time he just beat where the blitz was coming from and was able to pick up the 1st down with a short route.
1st and 10 at the Western 33. Trips to the right side. Handoff, that's Collins. He goes up the middle. He's got a big hole. Inside the 15-yard line he goes as Villa Park is creating huge holes up the middle. And last week when you look at the film with Carson was blitzing the middle almost all the time. They're blitzing the A-gap. They brought pressure most of the time, and it was coming right up there, and it stopped that kind of a run.
Yeah, that time we didn't get any pressure in the middle, and they were able to force their wall through, and then we had to make a tackle in the secondary.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Villa Park on the move. High snap. Collins gets it. He's hitting the backfield, and down he goes. He'll lose a couple on the play back to the 15-yard line.
A great job there by Western. The first man in wasn't able to make the tackle, but then you got Deshaun Rufus coming in right behind him from his linebacker position and cleaning up the pile and making a tackle there in the backfield on the running back.
Rufus in his first action as a Pioneer this season.
2nd tackle for the loss tonight.
2nd down and 12. Singled up is Samuel on the far left. Set up throws, throws in, knocked away, intended out there for Lovey, and that looked like, I want to say that was Osei Inosegbe that knocked that one away. Kind of hard to pick up those numbers.
I think it may have been Ernest. I thought that was 11 playing on the
You may have
left
been
side
right.
that time.
I'm just guessing.
I mean, Ken, it's really tough to pick up those numbers. The black on blue with the black outlining.
Yeah.
Very tough. But that being said, that play was an amazing cornerback play. You're to the short side of the field. You make a jump on the route. If you're not able to knock that ball down, that's likely a touchdown. So, that's taking a risk and getting the reward.
Big third down here for Villa Park. Motion man comes across formation, looking left. Legata sets up throws. In and out of the hands and almost intercepted. It is intercepted. Western with their second turnover. Ernest Nunley, his second pick of the night.
And that time, once again, that's Ethan Hedrick for Villa Park. That ball hits his hands. He tips it up, and then out of nowhere, there's Nunley. Interception.
That's that tip drill that new coach Kane Savage has been teaching them guys as defensive back. I don't know if Kane's actually teaching that or not, but I just know he's a defensive back coach.
Oh, man. I mean, Nunley's been playing football for a long time, and he just has some of the instincts sometimes. That's another time we've seen it again right there, but that comes down to just playing tight defense, being in the right place at the right time.
The Cal commit, Ernest Nunley, with his second interception of the night. Western's got it, 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line, 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. They're up 7-zip. Nunley's in the ball game in the slot to the right side. Now he goes in motion back the other way. That's Lindsey around the left side. He goes. He's got a crease. He's got a big room. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. He's on foot race to the midfield. He's at the 40. Tripped up there at the 40-yard line. But Skylar Lindsey turns on the Jets for a huge run all the way into Villa Park territory down to the 36-yard line.
And I'm just so excited how these guys are blocking for each other, especially the wide receiver. The wide receiver's coming down there making the block. Skylar Lindsey makes one move, catches the edge, and is able to run for, a 50-yard run to get Western out of their own end zone.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. There's movement. There's flag. Let's see what this is. And this is going to be a false start against the Pioneers.
Right now, the Pioneers really taking a grasp on the energy in this game. Trying to go up 2 scores here, Kent. Playing together very well tonight. Gotta love the team effort here by Western on both sides of the ball so far this game.
1st and 15 now. Thomas back, looks right, sets up, throws in and out of the hands of the intended receiver out there. It was Jonathan Hardy. He who caught the game-winning touchdown last week, let that one go off of his hands, incomplete, 2nd and 15.
Do that big catch last week. We'll give him that one freebie. Out time turning around and just didn't quite track the ball coming out of Chance's hands. Chance throwing it early, just trying to give his receiver a chance.
Chance giving him a chance? Okay, I like that.
No pun intended.
2nd and 15, one more time. This time, Bunchy's got it. He's at the 35. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. At the 20. He's at the 10. He's gone. Touchdown, Western, Bunchy Young.
That's Mr. Maxwell Bunchy Young himself doing his thing. Bunchy, one of the most electrifying athletes in all of Orange County. That time turning a small route into a touchdown by just using speed and grace.
I think I've seen that before. I saw that in the Super Bowl commercial when they said, take it to the house, kid, and he did. Bunchy Young to the house for another Western touchdown. On to tack on the extra point, Antonio Hernandez. Out of the hold of Chance Young. All these points matter.
Maxwell Bunchy Young.
Snap down, kick is up. And it is no good. He missed it to the left. So that leaves a score with 3:51 to go here in the first quarter. Western 13 and Villa Park 0. Again, another conversion of a turnover for a touchdown. This time Western goes 95 yards in just a couple plays to take it the distance.
Beautifully executed there.
And Justin, this game, just so you know, for those of you who follow HS ratings and now the former Cal Preps, they had Villa Park winning this game 42-26. So I don't know, Justin. This kind of seems like Western's got a little bit more going on this time.
Western running out to an early lead that probably wasn't completely expected. But this is what Western does. They play, very good on offense. They're willing to take a risk on fourth down where most people are not willing to take that risk. And, those things have played well for Western, and just playing every play to the end of the play. We got 2 interceptions from tip balls. That's a change in the game twice already before the end of the first quarter. We've got a touchdown that came on a fourth down. That's just not a risk most coaches would take, especially not from, inside your own territory.
Well, this time Hernandez has it on the right hash mark, the 40-yard line, kicking in the same direction. Line drive kick. Bounce taken by Collins at the 5. He's at the 20. And now he's at the 20. He's got room and taken down hard as he got to the 30-yard line. And that's where Villa Park will take over. Their third possession of the ball game, 1st and 10. Right at their own 31-yard line with 3:45 to go.
And surprise, surprise, Kent, who is that making that tackle on that play? Is that who I think it is? Is that Nunley?
If it was number 11, that was Ernest Nunley.
I don't want to give credit to the wrong guy, so we're going to hold off for just a minute. It's in the secondary.
Okay. 1st down and 10. 2 receivers to the right side. That's Lawton, offset to the right of Legata. Sets up, throws quickly outside. Lovey's got it, breaks a tackle, and gets taken down after a short gain down to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Villa Park, I think, possibly getting away with a bit of hold there. Cornerback making a break. The blocking wide receiver, Metellum took him to the ground. Referee didn't call it. They're letting them be physical. Just expect that to be both ways. But a tackle made there by the safety with just after a 4-yard gain. I liked how we played that, Kent. That's something we practice every week, right, on both sides of the ball. And we're proficient in it.
Yeah. 2nd down and 7. Clock's winding. We're approaching 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Trips out to the left side. Calls for the ball. Collins again. And he got from the backside coming up to make that grab. Making that tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Well, that was a heck of a play by the defensive end there.
No doubt, Ken. I mean, he just did the best, absolute best you could do, scraping down the line of the football. So he was unblocked, and he just scraped straight down the line of scrimmage and was able to make the tackle on the backside of the running back.
I want to say that's Donovan Davis. He's wearing a new number tonight, number 18. Normally he's number 4. But again, big 3rd down here, 3rd down and 6. And there's a timeout here in the field. Coach Davidson bangs his first timeout with 2:17 to go here in the first quarter. Right. Villa Park, Western 13, Villa Park 0.
It looks like you're right, Kent. That was Donovan Davis coming off the right end. That was an impressive play. That's one of those next-level kind of plays. There's a lot of hesitation from a D lineman sometimes when they block away from you and you don't know what's coming, right? You might sometimes need to stay home. Quarterback might pull a football. That time he recognized the play well, and he went right down the line and made the tackle at the line of scrimmage on 2nd down. And Villa Park's, bringing in a heavier running game. And sometimes as an offensive coordinator, your decision-making might switch up just a little bit if you continue in the first half to struggle on 2nd down. They're getting 4 yards on 1st down, but on 2nd down, we're making those plays happen in the run game, and it's bringing them up to 3rd and 6, which, so far we've done well against as well.
I got to give a big shout-out to Drippy Lemonade. Boy, I'll tell you what, this is outstanding stuff. Oh, man. I could drink a lot of this. Drippy Lemonade.
And Rose Drippy Cakes. Look it up on Instagram and Facebook. They're amazing.
3rd down and 6. Legata back to pass. He's got time. Now he rolls out to his right. He sets up and he throws, and incomplete over the head of the intended receiver. And I don't see any flags on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th down.
I'll tell you what,
and a punting situation.
I'm seeing an improvement from the defense. I'm seeing everybody's on the same page tonight. We're not getting 10 guys. A couple plays last week, we had 10 guys doing the right thing and one guy over pursue, and it hurt us. Tonight, they're all playing together. They're flowing together. We're doing a great job as a unit.
Dalton Lang standing at his own 22-yard line and waiting the snap. Deep for the Pios is Ernest Nunley. He's standing at his own 30.
If you look at this play, Western going a little bit different on defense. They're bringing 5 guys to the line, trying to confuse the Villa Park offensive line on who's coming and who's staying. Try to cause some confusion in the blocking game and get through on a blitz. But obviously on a punt, so.
Good snap. Decent rush. High kick off to the side. And it's not going to be returnable as it bounces and goes kind of sideways over to the 35-yard line. It's going to be down there. And that's where Western will take over. 1st and 10 with 1:58 to go. Here in the first quarter, Western 13 and Villa Park 0.
And that's one of those punt returns you're all right with not returning because there really wasn't a chance. You know, it's a very short kick off to the side. Looking up, that ball died right in its place. And much like we seen last week, this grass towards the sideline has a very cushiony effect to it when the ball drops on the kicks.
Yeah, it's definitely different. And it might be taking a little something to get used to by Villa Park. You know, they're used to playing on turf, and now you get on natural grass. It's different. Thomas brings out the Pios, trips out to the right side. Lindsay offset to his right. And one of the Pioneers gets sent off the field again. That's Lindsay. Something not right, and Coach Davis is not having it. He's not happy with that at all. Thomas, inside toss, picked up. It was complete, dropped, and Villa Park's got it it's a fumble. Had it, taken off running, and then he ended up putting it right on the turf. And Villa Park jumps right on it. That's the first turnover of the season for Western, and that was one of those unforced errors. Kind of makes you wonder if you ever had it. If you had instant replay in the NFL, you'd say, no, you can see him bobbling it, and they would give it an incomplete. But no, not this time. No instant replay. Villa Park has it deep in Western territory at the 39.
Just shows you the game of football. It could be one small play that completely hurts the momentum. And defense is going to have to respond well here. You've got to respond well to adversity if you're a defensive player, right? Yeah,
when you get thrown off the field by the official because you're wearing something you shouldn't be wearing, that's not good. Keeper, Legata's got it. He took a couple hits and is still driving his feet. Vinny Legata driving those legs, picking up 5 yards on first down. And you know what it is? This is the second Pioneer that's gotten tossed out of the you can't be on the field with certain things, and that's the stuff that drives Coach Davidson crazy.
Very much so, and you want those guys in on every play, and you want them to come prepared. They're trained well and coached well, and when they have to come out for a play, it is frustrating. It affects your rhythm,
especially
it could
when
possibly affect you on defense.
Well, that pass was for to the running back who ended up dropping it instead of Lindsay having it because he had to come off the play. That's not anything that Coach Davis is going to be happy about at all. 6 yards on first down, second down and 4. Ball's in the middle of the field here at Handel Stadium. Legata, high snap, keep left side. That's Collins. Jumps over him, man. He's got enough for a first down. I think he fumbled it. Western's pointing like they got it, but no, he was down. So first down for Villa Park.
That time Ernest Nunley and Aiden Payne coming up forced a tackle on that play, but Villa Park had got the edge, and the running back was just quick enough and smart enough to make a leap on a low tackle and pick up the first down.
Villa Park has it, 1st and 10, their own at the Western 27-yard line, 47 seconds to go here in the first. It's 13-0. Western. Trips to the right side this time. Handoff left side. Not a whole lot there, maybe 2 on the play.
Western holding the line of scrimmage well there.
At the bottom of that pile.
It's like that was
big number, Dylan. No, that would be Ian Douglas at the bottom of that pile.
Yeah, remember he had an impact last week as well. A strong play from the defensive line tonight so far. Really doing a good job of fighting for that line of scrimmage.
Second down, and we'll call it 7 there. As we've got 10 seconds to go, we'll see if we get this final play off. And we're not. That's going to be the end of 1. Triple zeros on the scoreboard. We're going to switch ends of the field. The score at the end of 1, Western 13 and Villa Park 0. Now it's time for the Pioneer shout-outs. Got to say hello to Randy Bowser, the Davidson clan, Marcella, Josh, Elise, Lizzie, and family, and to our remote sound tech, who also doubles my lovely wife, Carmen. Those are the Pioneer shout-outs, unless you got some other ones.
You know, I want to say good shout-out to all the rest of the Davidsons out in Wisconsin. If they're listening in, I mean, I know we got a lot of Cowboy fans out there in the Davidson family, and it's been a sad day for the Cowboys. So, you know, a good shout-out to the Cowboys fans who just lost their best player. But I wouldn't have paid him that much either. You know, rough to say, but Micah Parsons going to go try to make a difference with the Packers. That's my Davidson shout-out for the night. And a good shout-out to the rest of my Fantasy Football League guys out there that might be listening tonight. You know, Leo, Rob Vanderright, a bunch of these guys we grew up with playing football and whatnot around this area. So everybody still loves their high school football. It's something I don't think any of us can give up, Ken. I mean, it's just Western keeps it very exciting. It's so much fun to be here.
I got to give a special shout-out to my buddy Steve Fryer of the Orange County Register, Hall of Fame writer. He's watching us here on YouTube. Send us a little post. And Steve, miss you tonight. We'll catch you down the road, hopefully at Huntington Beach. Hint, hint. Next week, big game against the Huntington Beach Oilers and Brady Edmonds. Okay, Villa Park. They've got it now, 2nd down and 7 from the 24-yard line of Western. Two receivers to the right side. Back to passes Legata. He's looking right, looking for it all. Down in the middle, looking for Lovey. It's intercepted again.
What
and
a
Western,
play.
Ernest Nunley, his 3rd pick of the night. It's a trifecta. I think that was Nunley.
Oh,
God.
was it Nunley or was that
I
3?
can't tell. I
might
think it
have
was
been
3.
Dogma.
Was it Dogma or was it Nunley?
Dogma. It's
All right,
Dogma.
R.J. Dogma in his first action. That's the 3rd interception of the night for Western. Western didn't have 3 interceptions last season.
And that was just a bit of an overthrow and a guy being in tight coverage, and receiver couldn't make the catch. He went up for the football. This time didn't tip it. And I think the secondary, or Rufus Dugwell, he was excited and surprised. Like, just hit him in the hands. He caught it. Been preparing. And once again, Western will start this series in their own end zone due to a great interception by the defense.
They're backed up to their 2-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield with Thomas. Handoff, that's Lindsey. And he's able to get forward back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Western's offense running the football there, just trying to get some space between them and the end zone and get their offense a chance at a couple more different plays, but bring up 2nd down again. And it's key here that we can get out of our own end zone, Kent, because 3rd down in the end zone is tough.
2nd down and 10. Blitz coming. Back to passes Thomas. He rolls out to his right. He's in trouble. And he better get rid of it. And he kind of does. Boy, I didn't see anybody close. And I don't see the flag yet.
Oh, is he saying he broke the pocket?
Okay, broke the pocket, threw it past the line of scrimmage. You know, these rules, I'm not quite sure how they go.
He was outside of the they started in the center, and he was outside of the hash. So to me, he rolled out and broke the pocket, or threw the ball from outside the pocket. So they're not calling it. I'm not exactly sure on that because he was in the end zone too, and sometimes that could go another way as well.
3rd down and 10 from the 2. Thomas quickly throws up, in and out of the hands of Bunchy out there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. I don't know. I don't see Dan Davison going for it here.
No, neither do I. I think that would be an unwise risk in this situation, being up 2 scores.
But even so, punting is always an adventure.
This far into the end zone.
Yeah, we'll see who we got back there.
That time, Bunchy Young, Chance Thomas threw real low to Bunchy Young. He was coming in with speed in a block. Just wasn't able quite to pick up that catch.
Well, Noah Inskeep's back, standing with his heels at the heels on the goal line. Got to get a good snap here. A lot of stuff got to happen to get this ball away. And Western takes a timeout here. You know, you can make a case for when you're that deep, just snap it over the head and take the 2 points, right?
Yeah, in this situation, you've already missed an extra point. You're down a point, right? I don't think you let that affect your call. Like, you're going to give them such good space. You've been good on kickoff. So here, if you just snap it over his head, you give yourself a much better chance at the field position game on the other side, and it's kind of like a give and a take, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not opposed to that, Ken. I would not be upset at that right now. It's not a whole lot of situations where you like to see it, but in this situation,
it actually happened, I believe, by accident in yesterday's JV game, which Western won 27-10. Again, it was in convincing fashion that the Pioneers were just dominant the entire game. So here we go. The deep man, that's Levy. He's standing inside. He's standing his own 25-yard line waiting this kick. Low snap, and it goes through the end zone, kind of by accident. There's the safety. I don't know if that was accidental or planned.
Either way, it might have worked out for the better.
Yeah,
they were bringing the heat there. They were bringing the heat. And if somebody gets a hand on that ball, that's 7, right?
Exactly. I mean, there's nothing good's going to happen down there, and unless you've got really outstanding ability to punt, to protect, which I don't think that at this point of the season, the offensive line is to that level, especially when you consider that Chance Thomas was sacked 8 times last week, and there was 8 tackles for loss on top of that. So the offensive line is still a work in progress for the Pioneers.
Yeah,
again, intentional or not, I don't have a problem with the outcome here.
Same.
And then now you got a big leg in Tony Hernandez, who can flip the field.
And he's pretty good at putting it on a mark. So.
Yeah, if he's pressured, not so good. But when he can just run up and just boot it. The big fella can get a leg into this thing. That's Collins deep, standing at the 25-yard line. Awaiting the kick from Hernandez, has it in the middle of the field. 11:08 to go. It's 13-2. Hernandez booms this one away. It's returnable. Goes over the head by Collins. Goes inside the 20 to the 15. It's picked up there. He sets off to the left side. Makes a man miss. Flag on the play. You talk about the perfect scenario. You got a flag at the 20-yard line, probably a block in the back. So you flip the field for 2 points. Man, I'll do that every day.
Yeah, and on the play as well, he had trouble making that catch. It looked like it just came in, and he thought he was going to catch it at his chest. And we talked about this last year. The way our kicker kicks, it's a different spin on the ball. I think he was a little bit confused. If you look, he came up. He thought he was going to catch it on the chest, and with his chest plate, and it just went right over his shoulder. So how does that happen, Ken? That's a very rare thing.
It's like a knuckleball.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got a knuckleball. Plus, you got the wind. May have been a factor too. It's blowing in from the western end zone, so that may have played a factor as well. So as it is, the ball's going to be placed back. Looks like it's going to be at the 16-yard. No, here we go. The 19-yard line, and that's where Villa Park will take over. 1st and 10. 10:59 to go here in the second quarter. It's 13-2. Western. Legata with 3 interceptions already in the first half. Sets up throws complete out to the left side to Levy, and Levy's going to get tackled for a loss. That's Ernest Nunley coming up on him, and Nunley's been locked down on Levy. Levy's been the top receiver of the. Actually, his last name's Clark. I should be calling him Clark instead of Levy. Levy's such a cool name. They also got a name Maverick too. I mean, one of their kids' name's Maverick. Another guy. Where's Goose? I think Villa Park is the all-name team. Best name so far. Okay, Levy Clark. We'll call him Clark from now on. 2nd down and 12 as he goes back to the 17-yard line. Motion man comes from left to right. Low snap. Legata's got it. Steps up from the pocket, avoids the pressure. He's going to take off running direct in traffic. He takes a crushing hit. Oh, my. Oh, gosh, he got teed up. And coming in just to lay a haymaker was R.J. Dogba. Oh, my, what a hit.
He's one of them ones, Kent.
Oh, my. I mean, it's almost like he didn't see it coming, and he has to get off the field. I don't know if I mean, that's where you get your head. You know, you're looking out your ear hole on that play.
That's when they say, you know, he's
my.
one of them ones. Rufus came up and he just laid the wood. That's the definition of laying the wood.
Oh,
You gotta
my.
love that. That's just
As a
setting
defensive guy,
precedent.
Justin, that is all you. I know. You're just.
I love that, man. That's great. That'll get me excited, man.
Oh, that gets the
That's
entire
gonna put
crowd.
more. That's gonna put 100 more people in the stands next week.
What
the
a
week
hit.
after the week after. You're
What
gonna
a
see
hit
that
by
one again
Dogba.
tomorrow.
3rd down and 13. Third down and 15. And there's a timeout here. Western takes I believe its final timeout of the half with 9:10 to go here in the second quarter. It's Western 13 and Villa Park 2. Now there's been a change at defensive coordinator as Jeremy Davidson stepped down. There's had other things he's got to do more important than football. So Dan Davidson's been taking over the defense now, and you can tell there's a bit of a transition, but a lot more detailed focus is the senior Davidson, and you know what it's like being around Dan Davidson, being coached by a Dan Davidson type of team, and what that's like, and you can tell there's stuff he didn't like, and he's very animated on defense. Where in the past he's been an offensive guy, you can see what he's doing here on defense.
Yeah,
Wow.
Dan and Jeremy's philosophy is slightly different. Jeremy likes to bring a blitz a little bit more often. Coach Dan likes to bring it, likes to make you guess when that blitz is coming. And, it's a little bit different, but they do both play tight in the secondary. And tonight we're seeing this whole team play tight together. It's an inspired football team.
Okay, we're back on the field, 3rd down and 16. Lahan is offset to the left of Legata. Rolling out to his left, sets up, squares his feet. Now he takes off running, and he's going to be stopped well short of the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Spartans. And the Pioneer defense comes up big. They flip the field, and it should be in really great field position as Ernest Nunley drifts back to receive this punt.
Yeah, you got to love that, Kent. Everybody stayed home, and they're going to make a tackle in the backfield, force.
It's a short, it's a fake, and it's complete. Fake pass. Oh my gosh, what a play. Villa Park absolutely fooled the Pioneers on that one. And Villa Park's got it. 1st and 10. I think I see a flag on the field.
I thought I saw a flag be thrown out as well.
Let's check this flag out because that can make all the difference in the world here. As there was enough for the 1st down out to the 40-yard line. Let's check this out. Now you saw the dead ball fell unsportsmanlike against Villa Park, and I think what that was spiking the ball after getting that 1st down. Pretty excited about it. I mean, what a heck of a play catching us, and again running that fake punt inside your own 20-yard line and fooling the Pioneers. So what happens is the net gain is 4 yards, but they control the football. It's 1st down Villa Park.
Yeah, and it's not a penalty that I'm sure their coaching staff likes, but it was a great call, and they caught us off guard. They pulled that quick out of their hat, and Western just wasn't ready for it.
1st and 10, 2 receivers to the right side this time. Legata takes off running himself, calling his own number. That's a gutsy kid right there, right? He gets his bell rung by RJ, and then calls his own number, gets out to across the 30-yard line to the 31.
Western doing a great job of gang tackling once again. Had have been a point of emphasis this week. They did a great job last week having 2 or 3 guys on the ball. However, this week I'm seeing 5 or 6 guys sometimes up there making that tackle.
We'll give him 6 yards on 1st down. Clock's winding, 8 minutes to go here in the 1st half. It's Western 13 and Villa Park 2. But I'll tell you what, the hit of the year so far, R.J. Dogba. Wow. 2nd down, and we'll call it 3. Collins in the backfield, high snap. He gets up the middle. He's got a lot of room. Crosses midfield. Getting taken out of bounds. Or still on his feet at the 40-yard line. What a run by Collins. Just a huge gap off tackle. And flipping the field is Villa Park. They're now in Western territory.
And a tough play there for Western's defense. Really, nobody touched the running back until he was already in the secondary, and then it was a foot race. I think our safety made a good decision there, not choosing to he had a couple guys coming from behind, and he made a choice not to make a firm decision so he could get faked out and just slow up a bit. And that slowed up the running back, and we were able to make the tackle and stop a touchdown type of play.
1st and 10. Villa Park at the Western 40. Collins again. And this time, not quite the same amount of success. He'll pick up a yard on the play.
Time they're trying to get Western looking over there, thinking that they're going to run some type of fake handoff and a pass play, get everybody to stop. But Western's linebackers flowing well. Defensive line, once again, holding up the line of scrimmage. And we were able to make the tackle just maybe 6 inches, a foot or two beyond the original line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 9. Collins behind and to the right of Legata. Trips out to the right side, ball's in the left hash mark. Legata, high snap again, gives it to Collins, stutter step, picks his hole, and another short gain, this time out to the 36-yard line. And there's a timeout there. And looks like, I'm not sure if that's an official's timeout, not a first down. Why would they be calling time? Flag? Yeah, it looks like there's a flag on the play. I didn't see that. There it is. Now he picks it up. 3-yard gain. There's a face mask against Western. So that'll add, that looks like the 5-yard variety, so that'll add 5 yards. And they'll repeat 2nd down.
It was outside linebacker there, Aiden Luna, making that play. Aiden Luna making a tough push this offseason and some tremendous strides in his game. You can see a stronger football player out there this year on the football field. Did a lot for Western last year as well.
Full house backfield for Villa Park. Keeping it is Legata, and he stopped short. He'll lose a yard of the play.
You can't play the full house better than that, Kent. That's great. You got 2 guys coming up, forcing the edge, 1 playing the quarterback, 1 playing the running back, just in case. That time they try to sneak the quarterback out, fake the handoff, let the quarterback sneak out around and get the first down himself, and Western was ready to go and had some good tackling on that backside.
3rd down and 2. Clock continues to wind. We're at 5:28 to go in the first half. It's 13-2 Western. Nice crowd here at Handel Stadium. For both sides, Villa Park travels really well. 3rd and 2, motion man comes from right to left across the formation. And it gets, 2 people jumped. You got Clark jumping on the left side, and you got Western jumping on the right. So let's check out this flag here. Who caused what? I saw both guys jumping. Actually, I thought I saw Western go first. We'll see. It's offsides against Western. And that's going to be a first down the easy way.
One of our first jump offsides there of the season. Last week we got Salesian in a couple situations where we were able to pick up first downs off of the same situation. So Western's got to stay disciplined down there on defense.
1st and 10 at the Western 27-yard line. Up the middle goes Collins, still on his feet, got a first down and more. Down near the 15-yard line as Villa Park picking up yards in chunks. Remember, Western had them pinned deep in their side of the field, and that fake punt followed by a penalty and a big long run, and Villa Park's back in business. This is one of those games that you can't, there's no way you can get ahead of yourself here. Villa Park's is too good, and they're coached very well by Coach Ansich.
And they have no quit in them as a team, never have.
Under center this time, Collins left side, he goes, and he runs into a wall over there, and nothing doing. Maybe the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Great job by Western there. That's a good old 44 for Western, Deshaun Rufus, making that tackle in the backfield, playing with speed, getting in there and wrapping up the running back.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the linebackers for Western this year seem a lot more athletic than they were last year.
I agree.
A lot of speed.
A lot of side-to-side action and a lot of speed.
2nd down and 10. Trips out to the right side this time. Lobbing off to the right. Handoff lost. He's got it. Left side he goes. And he's taken down right near the 10-yard line, just short of it. That'll bring up a third down. Third down and 5 there.
Western defense is holding strong right now.
Jake Lawson, he came in the second half last week against Carson and had a pretty nice few runs there. He runs a little more powerfully than Collins. Collins is their big play guy. Coy Collins, a sophomore, he's back in the lineup. Offset to the right of Vinny. Vinny Legata, third down and 5. Calls for the ball. Play action fake throws. Lovey's got it. First down, head for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Lovey Clark.
That time, Villa Park getting one back. Lovey making the reception. If you remember, that's one of those ones he struggled with the last time around. We were able to get the tip ball interception, but that time it hit him right in the numbers, and he was able to just get across the end zone as he was being tackled by one of the Western defenders.
That makes the score 13-8. See if it's too early to go for 2 here. And they got the offense out there, so they're going for 2. Ball shift over to the left hash as Villa Park going for 2. Empty backfield. Look for a keeper on this one. Motion man comes across the formation. Back to pass Legata, sets up, throws in the end zone, and he caught it. He got 1 foot down, and he's in. It's good. That 2-point conversion, it was toe tap right on, just inside the end zone there. And the 2-point conversion is good.
Executed to perfection right there, Kent. You're throwing a corner ball to your wide receiver, and you're the quarterback standing on the left hash, and in between you got about 10 yards between you and the end zone. If you get what I'm saying, that's a long looping throw that he just hit him with. Receiver catches it with just enough room to put 1 foot in bounds. Those guys have practiced that 100 times plus in the offseason, no doubt.
I'll tell you what, he was pretty well covered on the play, too.
Yeah,
it wasn't like he was wide open. Nice grab out there by, I believe that was Lovey Clark again.
And they keep confidence in their guy. Despite Lovey having a couple tip balls today that have turned into interceptions, they've continued to target their top receiver. And we'll continue to watch those matchups down there because Western is zoning in on Lovey, no doubt. And now, all of a sudden, we've had a swing in the game, and we're down to a 3-point game.
13-10. It seems like Western has been dominant so far, but not on the scoreboard. You kind of expected this with these two teams that are tied for 15 in Orange County. And actually, in terms of public schools, they're both in the top 10 in public schools in Orange County. Now, who would have put on their bingo card 5 years ago that Villa Park would play Western at this position, right?
Oh, I agree.
Ball's boomed away. Taken at the goal line. That's Bunchy Young. And Bunchy doesn't get back to the 20-yard line. And that's where Western will take over, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Now, I'm not sure I like Bunchy as a returner. You know, he's a fast kid, but you know, returners they got a different kind of a thing about him. Bunchy's a great receiver, but I don't know.
I agree. I think Bunchy's style and how he finds his angles is a little tough for the return game. That time, he really did go for broke. You know, he went to go try to find that hole, and he was going full speed, so I got to love his effort, but just didn't develop. And there's just a different vision that good special teams guys have, and I think Bunchy's still developing that.
1st and 10 Western. Let's see if they can answer. They got it at their own 16-yard line. Osei and Osegbe split out wide to the left. Hand off. That's Lenzi. Shuffling his feet, getting up to the 20-yard line, picking up 3 on the play. Western's out of timeouts, 2:34 to go in the half. But that doesn't matter to Coach Davidson. They can score at any time of the field.
Oh, I agree.
2 receivers on the short side of the field. and there's movement on the right. And that's a lineman that decided, got a little too excited about something, didn't get the call, and Western will go back 5.
And in this position, that hurts. You know, you are trying to be aggressive, trying to push the ball downfield right now and go score some more points, but you're always trying to protect as well your small lead now.
Thomas rolls out to his right, keeps it, takes off running, breaks a tackle, breaks another. Long way to run to pick up. Well, we'll give him out to the 21-yard line. It's going to bring. He'll pick up 5 on the play. It's going to bring up a third down. Third down, and we'll call it 6.
A crafty bit of a run there by Chance. Don't think he quite had too much up the middle. He takes it outside, was able to pick up a blocker there and get 5 yards.
2 on either side of the formation. Empty backfield for Thomas. Sets up throws. It's intercepted. Levy Clark's got it. He was looking for Bunchy. Bunchy's head wasn't turned around yet. And that ball went right into the waiting arms of Levy Clark. It's the Levy show for Villa Park tonight.
And the football gods are watching this one tonight, Ken. I mean, it's a back and forth. Both of these teams starting to match each other in plays on offense and defense. Levy, in the last 5 minutes, has just tried to take over as MVP of the game after making a few mistakes early. And that time, you know, Western, they're an aggressive team. They're trying to go score some more points. But the quarterback, Chance, and his receiver, Bunchy, were not quite on the same page there. The interception happens on a routine play.
You know, that really was a routine type of play, and that would have been enough for a first down had Bunchy got his head around. But it didn't happen, and ball sailed, and Villa Park's got it. 1st and 10 at the Western 25-yard line with 1:33 to go. Lawhon's in the backfield with Vinny. Vinny keeps it himself, jumps over a man, gets down to the 20-yard line. Legata down to the 20-yard line, picks up 5 on first down.
Time Legata running with the football, keeping safe with the football. You know, they have a plan here that they practice all summer for this exact situation.
We're marching towards 1 minute to go here in the first half. Collins offset to the left of Legata. Legata keeping it himself, following Collins, and he's going to be close to first down. I believe he's got it, the way the officials are running in, and he does. First down.
Western getting a good tackle on the quarterback there, but is able to hold on to the football and pick up the exact lane that he needed to get to the first down. And Villa Park's very conscious of, you know, where their plays are trying to get them, what they're trying to do on the offensive side of the ball. I think they're trying to control the clock here too, and they're trying to take this into half with some points on the board.
Well, we're at 37 seconds to go, and then Coach Sanchez banks his timeout. That's his second. He's got 1 left with 36 seconds to go till halftime. Western nursing a 13-10 lead. All the momentum switches so quickly, and again, that's that discipline that you need as a Western Pioneer. You can't get too excited when you're making plays. You got to cash in on those and remember your job.
At all times, right? It's got to be 11 guys on the same page. And the small mistakes for both teams have led to pretty much all the points on the board tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise you got 2 evenly matched teams, even though what HS Ratings doesn't think so.
And like you said last week, it's really tough for them to know this early in the season. The rankings get better as we go. But, you know, right now, both of these teams playing a very tight game in the first half. I mean, it's literally back and forth, card for card, fist for fist, punch for punch.
Well, elsewhere tonight in the Delta League, you've got Brea taking on Cypress, Foothill and Tustin in their rivalry, Gilbert of Arizona taking on Capel Valley, El Medina versus Dana Hills, and Trabuco opens up their season against Huntington Beach. That's our next week's opponent over at Shoe Field. Thursday night game next week. Well, Justin and I will be there calling the action for you.
A field that we know well.
Yeah, very well.
I expect Kent will come next week with the exact amount of times we've called a game from Shoe Field. That's my challenge for this week. Gets a stat guy,
yeah.
so he loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my mind is full of meaningless facts. Okay, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. 41 seconds to go. 1 timeout for Villa Park. Legata back. He's looking to his left. Now he takes off, breaks a pocket, sets up, throws it away. Nice job there by Legata. He had under pressure there. That looked like Davis in on pressuring him to just throw that one away. Six seconds go away. They're bringing up 2nd and 10, 34 seconds to go.
Under a ton of pressure there. No choice but to throw it away. Good job by his receiver to get back to that area as he had not broke the pocket, and could have been a penalty if not.
Second and 10. Something you don't see too often, a huddle. Villa Park huddle is right near the football. They'll send 2 receivers off to the left side with Collins offset to the left. Ball is on the right hash mark. 2nd and 10. Handoff. Collins has it. And still on his feet. Close to the 10-yard line, was stopped short there. And Coach Anchich bangs his final time out there with 27 seconds to go with a crucial 3rd down to come.
Great job there, once again, by the Western defense making tackles. And, they're playing tough. When, last season what we saw a lot is sometimes when we got into that red zone with other teams, they were able to just score on us. We were pretty tight in the middle of the field. Sometimes we get in the red zone and we get scored on. And this year we're really making them earn the points, right? If they're going to score on us, they're going to get tackled 3 or 4 times. They're going to go 3rd or 4th down. And we're seeing some big hits, which make guys think twice, right? When you see a hit like we've seen tonight, it's something to make that player think twice all night, right?
Right.
That was Rufus coming through and just absolutely obliterating an opponent. And that's one that he's going to talk about with his buddies for years to come. It's just a great hit, a great timing. And Western's still continuing to flow well. Villa Park battling back as well, too. It's 2 very resilient teams.
3rd down and 6. The ball's just shy of the 10-yard line. 27 seconds to go, and Villa Park cannot stop the clock again. Back to pass. Legata sets up throws in the end zone and incomplete.
That's a great job on the cornerback. He was playing the space with the wide receiver, and that ball was not able to be caught because the cornerback used his body just enough. I'm trying to see who was on that far side.
Well, that pass was intended for Lovey Clark. He was their leading receiver last year as a junior. Well, shades of last week when the opposing team wanted to kick a field goal in this same direction, kicking towards the scoreboard side with 21 seconds to go. On to try we'll call it a 29-yard field goal, which isn't much more than an extra point. 29-yard field goal from the just to the left of the right hash. Good snap, kick is up. It's got the height, it's got the distance. It is good, and we are all tied up. 21 seconds to go. Big field goal there by Dalton Lang to tie this ball game up. And the game that seemed like it was all Western, it's like it's 0-0, and what a half it's been so far.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's only right for this half to be a tie right now. I mean, these teams have both matched each other, like I said, play for play pretty much. It's been a tremendous matchup so far. I think Western's going to try to maybe do something creative here on this return. You got 20 seconds left. If you can get a really good return, possibility you set yourself up for a touchdown or a field goal.
Well, Western will get the ball to start the second half. But you got to hand it to Villa Park, but you knew they weren't going to go away. They were resilient last week in their win over Carson, coming from behind to win in the 4th quarter. And, getting down and then coming back up when it seemed like the game could have really gotten out of hand. And Western, they clawed their way back into this ball game to tie it up. All the little things that matter in games against the big guys. This ball's kicked away and goes out of bounds. Not sure that was really drawn up because that gives Western the ball at the 35-yard line with first down. No timeouts for the Pioneers, but at the 35-yard line, you've got a lot of real estate to do something.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, that one looked like they were just trying to get it to the edge there, and the kicker just put a little too much on it, and that's how it ended up out of bounds.
Well, Villa Park's going to drop a bunch in coverage. Well, let's see what we got going on here. Jacob Taylor checks into the backfield. Probably to give Chance a little more time in case pressure's coming by Villa Park. Thomas will send 3 receivers out to the right side. Ball in the left hash mark. Villa Park with a 3-man front. Thomas back to pass, hit as he throws. It's complete out to the right side, but nothing doing. Thomas took a big hit for a 1-yard gain, and that's about all they got.
Western trying to set up that wide receiver screen. Villa Park played it to a T. Not only did they get pressure on the quarterback and hit him right as he was throwing the football, but the wide receiver had a tackler on his, basically wrapped around him the second he caught it as well.
Well, we got triple zeros on the scoreboard. The score at the end of the first half, Western 13 and Villa Park 13. Justin, any final thoughts here before we send this thing to halftime?
You know what, Ken? I'm very well played first half by both teams. It's going to be one of those games just like last week where it's very interesting to see who makes the halftime adjustments here and what they are. I think that in the second half, we'll see a continued effort much to the same as the first half, and quite frankly, I could see this being a 3-point game or 1-score game, even an overtime type game.
Okay, with that, we're going to go ahead and send this over to the Pioneer Press, the Western Hallway highlights with ASB President Aaron Alamo and Vice President Michelle Ortiz. We'll be back for the second half after that.
What's up, Pios? My name is Aaron Alamo. I'm your ASB president.
And my name is Michelle Ortiz, and I'm your guys' ASB vice president.
And this is our brand new show, The Hallway Highlights.
So to start off, we had our first back-to-school Spirit Week. To start off the school year, we basically had 5 days of dress-out days where you guys participated just to start our school year with fun spirits, which led to our
back-to-school assembly. So it was very fun. We had a bunch of games. We got to see our class participation. It was one of the best back-to-school assemblies we've ever had. And the seniors definitely came on top with our musical chairs. After our assembly, we had our
fun back-to-school kickback, which was an event where we had inflatables, food, and music playing, where a lot of people came just to have fun and to just bond again and reunite with our peers.
And then next following week, we had our first football game, which turnout was amazing. The chants were going off. Everybody seemed hyped. We had a very fun time. Student section was definitely there, and we better see you guys at every single football game this year.
Another event we had was Senior Sunrise, where the class of 26 met at Huntington Beach, and we watched the sunrise together. Before we all part our ways. Sadly.
Last week, we had our back-to-school night. This week we had our back-to-school night. And it was amazing. We got to see everybody's families. The Western and Orange U definitely did come together. Everybody was having fun. And it was definitely a night to remember.
Yup. And then we also had Pie President, where presidents from clubs were offered themselves up to get pied just for only $4, and it was really fun. It was during lunchtime, and you guys seemed to enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, Pie President was definitely a kickoff to our Join a Club week, which ended today. So Club Rush was today and yesterday, and it was great to see many people coming together, joining clubs, and having fun. They're finally getting involved here on campus just by joining a couple clubs. So if you guys are still interested, you can always join a club at any time. And that's it.
That concludes our hallway highlights. I hope you guys are looking forward for more events that are coming your guys' way.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Try to place it down there. Stop, finish. Hold on. So I'm gonna move it. Please, Dr. Pepper still has a little bit. Okay, I got you. Oh my God. I never.
You're watching the Pioneer Press on PSPN. Stay tuned, folks.
We are at halftime here at Handle Stadium with a 13-13 score. Going to bring on David Delgado. God, David, it's been a long time since maybe like, I don't know.
About six years, I would say. Yeah.
Gosh, you run into it. Dave, also with the Orange County Register, pinch hitting for our buddy Steve Fryer tonight, provides these great stats. What do you think of this first half?
This first half has been a little wild, a tale of two quarters if you think about it. Western jumps out to that 13-0 lead, using the opportunistic defense and the 3 interceptions, right, to get to that 13-0 lead. But then Villa Park turned around, rebounded in the second quarter, and was able to tie the game.
When you have two teams like this, it's got to make for good theater on your end for the writing the story. And, for the people out here watching and, watching at home and listening, it really is exciting, and Western football has really been something special. And if you think about it, I was talking to Justin beforehand, 6 years ago, do you put on your card that Villa Park's going to be playing Western as ranked teams? It never happened. You would never think it was going to happen. And, boy, here we go.
It's a testament to the hard work that Dan Davidson has put into the program and how far they've ascended. You go back to 2018 when they won that, was it the Division 11 championship? Or 14?
Yeah, or 13. Yeah,
it was
way down
But
there.
they made history, and then they've been climbing the ranks ever since. So it's nice to see them playing the top competition in Orange County and beyond.
Yeah, when you're taking on a Villa Park, never would have thought that was going to happen. He's been in Division 5 now, and this is like, you playing him, it's like, well, no, we belong. It's not like, oh, it's a big play-up game. When you played at Los Alamitos last year, again, it was a bad story because, you lose your starting quarterback in the first series, and then after that it becomes, just a blowout city. But now you're playing another team that, was kind of close to that level, the Los Alamitos level, and holding your own and actually maybe outplaying them to an extent.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like the dominant team out here was certainly the Western Pioneers. We had, the stats, you brought us so thankfully. Yeah, Western was being led by Skylar Lindsay, 4 carries for 63 yards, and Chance Thomas, 2 for 61 and a touchdown. Right. That's the longest run of his career. And, it's one of those things. He was running down the sideline, and you remember the movie Secretariat where he's, Ronnie Turcotte saying, you're yelling at Ronnie Turcotte, don't fall off the horse, because there was like nobody in front of him.
It's all green, right?
Yeah, it was nothing but green.
And that was a great fourth down run and read by Chance on that play.
Absolutely. And then you got Bunchy Young with 3 catches for 48 yards and his second touchdown of the season. On the flip side, Villa Park, Collins again. He's already got over 100 yards rushing. He had 100 yards last week against Carson. That kid, that sophomore running back for Villa Park, looks tough.
Yeah, he's a great workhorse back, like really good in between the tackles and a physical runner. He finishes his runs. Transferred from Cyprus, so I know he's a local product as well. So
oh wow,
he's shining for Villa Park tonight.
Oh yes, he really is. Well, yeah, Coach Feldman's probably not happy to lose somebody like that, to come on over here and play for Villa Park. But he looks good tonight out. He's really holding his own as a sophomore, as a running back. And again, 2 games in a row, he's legit. You can tell he's got some special hops and great vision too.
Yes.
So David, thanks again for joining us. I appreciate you. Appreciate all these stats.
Absolutely.
And pinching in for Steve Fryer tonight. And we'll hope to see you down the road again.
All right, appreciate the invitation, man, and let's hope for a great second half.
All righty, David Delgado of the Orange County Register stopping on in and giving us a big hello. We'll be coming back here with the second half shortly, but before we do, I'm going to give another special shout-out to some more of the Western Pioneer Press people. Camera assistant was Kevin Arroyo. The field sideline cameras, which is the first time we've seen that, Haley Salguero. And production assistant Aiden Dominguez. These people all pitching in to make a huge production here for the Western Pioneer Press. This is one of the nicest programs that you've seen around, and especially it's student run. It just feels good. It feels pretty darn professional.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. We got a lot of guys moving around up here to do what it takes to get done tonight. It's definitely not a one-man crew. And Western really cares about football, man. This has just been a strong football community, strong sports community for a long time. And it's great to see the students take initiative to cover things like this. And, not just for the people out there watching, listening right now, but the players also to go back on years later and, watch their games and whatnot. It's back in the day, we used to have to pay for our highlight films, right?
Right.
Game by game by game, we had a guy that came around and sold us back the burnt CD with our game on it for $10.
I remember that.
Still got him. I seen him the other day.
And there's no production with it besides just the film.
Exactly.
All you have is just video without any kind of sound or anything like that. So, both teams are kind of getting through their warm-ups here. We're getting ready to start the second half. Justin, with this before the game started, one of the things we looked at was what was going to take up front for these teams. Who's going to win? And this is a battle of the trenches. And Villa Park's just done a nice job opening holes up there for Collins. He's able to gash Western for 100 yards already, and we're only through one half.
Yeah, a big part of that came on that long run there. And it's one of those things. When you're trying to stop the run, it's an every play thing. One play goes wrong and everybody's not in their spot, and they gash you for a long one. But that being said, Western has been as a defense and not broken. Those ones where they got gashed, they made a tackle on the back end and gave their defense another chance. That's what would we call it? A consolation, right?
Yeah, we'll take that.
To a long play.
Yeah, it certainly is. And as you see a nice crowd here tonight for Western. You always want to see more. It's just this is a great brand of football, and you want to see Handle Stadium packed, just kind of like it was back in the Cypress Western game when you played almost 20 years ago. Can you believe it's been 20 years, Justin?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like 20 years ago I was playing football, and it was 11 years ago that we started doing this together. You've been doing it for longer than that. You've been doing this now for 20 years.
Yeah, it seems that way.
But yeah, there's no doubt that if you're not at the Western game and you're from Anaheim, you're just missing out. I mean, this is the premier team in town, probably the premier team in North Orange County. This is two of the premier teams in North Orange County. Villa Park coming from just up the street. I tried to see if I could cause an accident on the 91 so that they would be late, but just didn't work out on my way home today. That's a joke, guys.
They got early. They were definitely here early. And this one thing that's jumped out at me, Justin, is the job that the Pioneers have done up front blocking. So far, Chance Thomas has not been sacked once. Not one sack tonight, which is that's impressive. It's incredible, actually, that's happened.
They've been creating the pocket for Chance, as well as the play calling's been good here and there, pulling Chance out of the pocket, and the mix between passing and running has been great as well. So Villa Park playing the guessing game right now when it comes to that, and hasn't been able to get to the quarterback, and that has a lot to do with the offensive line shoring up some problems from last week.
Lindsey and Bunchy deep to receive. This is headed in the direction of Lindsey. Lindsey takes it at the 2. Up the middle he goes. He's at the 20 with speed. Still on his feet. Takes a big hit as he crosses the 25-yard line to the 26. I'll tell you what, Skylar Lindsey, man, he gets it going. He's got some moving going.
Do you see how he turns his body to find the hole on the return and then hits one direction and goes just like he does as a running back? That's what you want to see, because when he hit that hole, he got the hole and he was tackled. But that's the last guy he's got to beat. One more move, and that guy's he's gone.
Exactly.
Especially with Lindsey's speed. So that's what you want to see right there. On your special teams play is an opportunity to break a long one. And Villa Park, great on them. That last guy making that tackle.
That was a touchdown-saving tackle for sure. 1st and 10 Western, they've got it. 4 receivers in the set. Lindsey offset to the right of Thomas. Villa Park showing blitz. Here they come. Sets up, throws quickly to the right side. Complete. Right side he goes. Across the 30-yard line. I believe that was Bunchy Young on the receiving end of that one.
Definitely Bunchy Young that time, making the catch at the line of scrimmage, picking up a block and being crafty with his running to pick up 5 yards on that first down.
We're going to have to tell Dan Davison, you got to burn these uniforms, man. Blue on black.
Yeah, just put white numbers on them or something, man. It killed me.
Lindsey gets it. Skips through the hole, gets skinny in the hole, and gets a first down across the 40-yard line. If you remember last week, Skylar Lindsey really took off in the second half, and boy, that run right there was a nice run. Get skinny in the hole, spun around. He looked like a running back. Legit running backs going to UNLV.
Little skip to my Lou. If you know anything about UNLV the last few years, they're a program on the rise.
1st and 10 Western at their own 41-yard line, just underway. Here in the third quarter, we're all tied at 13. Thomas rolls out to his left, sets up, throws over the middle, complete. Cross midfield he goes, inside the 45-yard line. And that's Aiden Payne on the receiving end of that one. First time we called his number tonight.
And a good timing route there from the quarterback, Chance Thomas, to Aiden Payne. Aiden Payne has done a great job on offense and defense so far this year for Western.
Western and Villa Park territory, 1st and 10. Handoff one more time. That's Lindsey across the 40-yard line, still on his feet inside the 40 to the 35. And enough for another first down. Skylar Lindsey starting to heat up a little bit.
And Skylar Lindsey does a great job of breaking through the line of scrimmage and then getting low as a running back, a low center of gravity, and makes good jukes. That time picking up an easy 10 for the first down.
Western quickly on the ball, 1st and 10. Back to passes. Thomas, he's got time, looking for it all. Headed for Pager. Got it! Touchdown, Western!
And there he is. That's Bunchy Young with the touchdown. Deep ball from Chance. Bunchy's got him beat by more than a couple feet. Comes up with the reception. It's a second long one for him of the year.
Bunchy Young, touchdown number 2 on the night, number 3 in the year. Hernandez on to try the extra point, and it is blocked. So that's a second missed extra point tonight for the Pioneers. As last week you saw that a couple got through, but is able to still knock those through Rodriguez, the sophomore, but this time too much penetration, and Villa Park is able to bat that one away. So with 10:20 to go here in the third quarter, Western back out on top, 19-13.
And Western having to leave 2 points on the board tonight with the kicking game. Also giving up to, on purpose or not, on that safety. You know, these points are going to be big in a tight game. And, of course, Villa Park giving up a couple points as well as they went for 2 to try to make it a different score than it was. And it's just, how many times do you see a 19-13 game in the third quarter? It's pretty rare. 19's not one that you see on the board too much.
Well, Western comes out and to begin the second half and drives the field in fast fashion, 5 plays into the end zone, 67 yards. And Western back out on top. Hernandez boots this one away. High kick headed for the end zone. Taken by Collins at the 3. Goes to the left at the 15. Flag comes in, and Collins gets wrestled down at the 15-yard line. But the referee throws a flag from the back of the end zone, and, boy, that could really pin Villa Park if it's holding. Let's see.
That was Noah Inskeep on the tackle, special teams.
Wow. Inskeep keeps him pinned at the inside the 15 at the 15-yard line, and they're going to go half the distance. Well, now they're moving the flag to the 19-yard line, so that'll back them up half the distance to the goal. It's about the 9.5-yard line. I believe the 9.5-yard line. It should be half the distance, a little more than half. Well, that's okay. I think if you're the coach over at Villa Park, you're saying that's supposed to be half the distance to the goal. Oh, well, okay. 1st and 10. 1st and 10 at the 7-yard line under center. This time's Legata. They'll hand off up the middle. Big push by the Villa Park line, but the Pioneers just stiffened up right there after a short game. Crossed the 10-yard line to the 11.
The Pioneers that time almost getting caught off guard. They just weren't quite set. Villa Park runs out there to run the play, gets it off in just a second. Thankfully, Western had all their guys in place as they make a tackle.
3 yards on first down. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7. 9:43 to go here in the third quarter. Western retakes the lead, 19-13. Full house backfield again. Legata under center. Handoff to the up man. The fullback's got it, breaks through. He's got a first down and more as he gets out to the 25-yard line.
That time Western making the tackle from behind, saving another long run. It's the first time we've seen the fullback get the ball tonight.
Yeah, he didn't get the ball. He didn't get the ball last week at all. First and 10. This formation seems to be working. Handoff fullback again as he pushes the pile out to the 29-yard line. This little note coming in from Steve Fryer. Coy Collins, his father, Coy Collins, is an all Orange County running back at Loera for Coach Herb Hill. So it's in his genes, and it's showing up tonight. Coy Collins. Thanks to Steve Fryer for weighing in, giving us some trivia that I thought only I could do trivia, but boy, Steve's a fountain of information. Handoff Collins again. And even though he's a little slight, he's able to push forward. The ball's loose.
I didn't hear
and
a whistle.
There's no whistle at all. Western's got it. Now there's a whistle as Ernest Nunley picked up the ball. I didn't hear a whistle, and I didn't see a stoppage. I didn't see any official raise their hand.
That's why Coach is upset right now. He's asking what's going on here.
You know what's going on is the first down. Coy Collins pushed the pile. Coach Davidson's very animated on the sidelines. I'm not sure who he's yelling at. He's yelling at the official. And he's still in his ear. He didn't knock out, he's going to get a flag. Handoff, fullback's got it. And he gets about a yard, and that's it.
Another time they try to run the same play the opposite way to the left direction. And defensive line did a good job playing stiff, I believe, coming in there to make that tackle there. I think that was Donovan Davis, D lineman coming in. Both Donovan Davis and I'm mixing up with the other one. There's two big D linemen that are really tough. It's 18 and I believe 81. Tough to see and just decipher the numbers for me. I'm a little colorblind here tonight, Kent.
Well, that was Maverick DeClark on the carry. 2nd down and 9. Trips out to the right side. Keeping it is Vinny Legata. He's got a first down as he crosses midfield. And Villa Park's picking. They found something they like, and they're able to exploit the Western defense. They've got it 1st and 10. Inside Western territory down to the 47-yard line.
And a late flag there after the play. It's probably some jawing going on down there, either Western or Villa Park, and the refs are having none of it.
Yeah, you can't get these kids too riled up, or you're going to get a flag, and they did. Coach Davidson's telling them, that is not your job. That is my job. And they're going to probably march 15 off against the Pioneers.
Yeah, and that's a very costly penalty on this side of the field. That's 5, it looks like.
Well, it's just a little unsportsmanlike, I guess. No, that wasn't an unsportsmanlike call. That looked like an illegal substitution call. 1st down and it's 1st and 5 or 1st and 10. They should actually move the sticks, right?
Yeah, reset the downs.
Yeah, they didn't reset the. Unless it was dead ball. I didn't see him raise his hand for dead ball. It seemed like it was, well, maybe it was dead ball.
Because it was a very late call.
There we go. Now they're going to reset the sticks correctly. Coaches are picking up the game here. I mean, the referees on the field are picked up our game. Okay, 1st down and 10 from the Western 42-yard line, 7:14 and counting here in the 3rd. Clark in motion. He gets it on the fly sweep. No, keeping it is Vinny Legata. Tries the right side after faking the end around or the fly sweep, and it goes for, he'll pick up a couple that are out to the 40-yard line.
That time Legata able to make the first set of defenders miss, and coming up to make the tackle there was Aiden Payne.
2nd and 7 there. Has the student body here having a little fun. Having a lot of fun down there. On 2nd down and 7. Trips out to the left side. Lawton is the sole setback, offset to the left of Legata. He gets it up the middle, and he hits a wall. He got after a couple of yards, and he runs right into a big wall. Big on big there. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4.
3rd down and 4. Once again, Western's defense is making Villa Park work for all of these. You're seeing a battle of the power of both teams. who had, you can tell, both great off seasons conditioning-wise and strength-wise, because the run game is being played tight right now on both sides of the ball.
3rd down and 4 from the 36 at 5:47 and counting. Here in the 3rd quarter, 19-13 Western. Legata keeps it. Left side he goes. He's got a 1st down as he'll cross the 30 down inside the Western 30 to 28.
Looks like the change here is Villa Park deciding to go big on big, have an extra blocker, and then allow their quarterback to run more often. Quarterback that time in a design run, he's getting 3 blockers coming out of the backfield and then taking the ball down himself. And Western still doing a good job of making the tackle, but Villa Park able to pick up the 1st down.
Villa Park has always had great offensive line play for as long as I can remember. 1st and 10. Collins in the back, offset to the right. Collins gets it left side. Now he works his way back towards the middle. Still on his feet. What great balance he's got. Looks like the ball may have come loose there. Western's thinking they got a ball, but the official's not agreeing with them. That's going to bring up a 2nd down.
At that time, he had a defender wrapped right around his legs, almost making the tackle, and popped out of it. It's a very shifty running back. And Western, I think they took the memo this week that they really got to get all the hats to the football because this guy could get loose. And, yeah, no doubt.
That's certainly was a coaching point for Coach. I heard Coach Lauderdale with a lot of that this week. Trips to the right on 2nd and 5. Legata again. Fakes left. Now he breaks it to the middle and gets close to another 1st down, but he'll be just short. Clock continues to move. 4:10 and counting here to the 3rd. 19-13 Western, but Villa Park's knocking on the door.
Pretty much another design quarterback run there. And they're just continuing to hammer down on Western with that extra blocker in. It brings down another 3rd and short.
Villa Park, full house backfield. Under center's Legata. They'll hand it off to Maverick. There's a flag, and that was a timeout. Coach Davidson bangs a timeout. He didn't quite like what he saw. So with 3:46 to go, here in the 3rd quarter, Western 19 and Villa Park 13. You're watching Western Pioneer Football on the Pioneer Press YouTube channel, or PSPN. Kind of like that. PSPN's almost like ESPN,
It's
right?
got a ring to it.
On PSPN, the Pioneer Sports Network. Ah, okay. Wait. Pioneer Sports. I got to find out what that extra piece for. PSPN. I'm going to have to ask one of our Pioneer Press guys, what does PSPN mean?
Stump me, Ken.
Yeah. PSPN. It's almost like ESPN.
Pioneer Sports Press Network? I don't know. That's just my guess.
I don't know. We should have had that as a trivia question.
It's tough to beat Vicky in trivia.
Yeah, God. Vicky finally got all her gift certificates from last season. Vicky to catch. Probably the longest Pioneer, the longest and the most ardent Pioneer supporter over here. Okay, here we go. 3rd down and short. Legata under center, hands off. Left side, and boy, I don't know. I don't think he got it. Official on the far side coming in, marking him short. It's going to be 4th down. Decision time here for Coach Ansich. He's keeping the offense on the field. Last time they gave it to Maverick. Maverick to Clark. God, what a cool name, Maverick. Here we go, 4th down. 4th down and 1. Ball is at the 19, or just inside the 19. They got to get just on the other side of it. Under center he goes. Legata. Keeping it as himself. He's got a 1st down and more. Legata breaks free and gets inside the 5-yard line. Vinny Legata, design quarterback run. Huge hole on the left side, and he's able to just delay it enough to create that crease and pick up a 1st down, 1st and goal. Villa Park.
It's one of those plays you've seen decade over decade over decade. One of them straight out of De La Salle's playbook. They got 3 guys in the backfield to run the football. Quarterback takes down the ball, sneaks around himself, and it's a tough one to defend. They're continuing to use that quarterback as a design runner.
Under center again. Maverick DeClark's got it, and he's going to be short of the goal line, down to the just inside the 2. As we're at 2:26 and counting here in the third quarter. It's 19-13 Pioneers, with Villa Park literally knocking on the door. And with Villa Park, they're making all their hay by just running the ball. 65% on the ground last week against Carson. And we got a Pioneer down on the ground there. You know, that's the first time this season that a Pioneer has gone down. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Look to be. But laying on the front side seems a little bit weird. Usually if you're cramping, you probably roll back over. Maybe it could be a cramp in the... Oh, no, he did roll over. The way he's looking, the way he's laying down, it's tough to tell.
And Coach Lauderdale goes out there and says, "Don't you lay down on my field."
Got a reputation to uphold.
Exactly.
Really get hurt. You've seen me limp off the field a few times, like getting carried. You know, brothers carrying you because you're like, "Oh, I'm not trying to hear it from Coach if I don't make it off the field. I got to really be hurt."
I can't lay down. Oh, look at him pull him up. He says, "Get off my field."
Yeah.
I can laugh because Coach Lauderdale is one of those guys. You know, he cares so much about these kids. He really wants them in shape, and you know, he's the kind of guy. You know, he's one of the kind of guys one of those coaches you never want to disappoint.
Yeah.
You know, he's so passionate about what he does. You know, as a strength and conditioning coach for Western,
It's very rare. You get rare people in life that bring it every day, no matter what. It's
and
just
he does.
in their soul. That's
Absolutely.
Coach Lauderdale.
Well, here we go. Under center again is Villa Park. Full house backfield. Straight ahead goes.
Quarterback sneak.
He goes. Oh, he breaks away. Now he slides in. Vinny Legata for the tying touchdown. Nothing up the middle. Then he broke it to the outside. Nobody was home. And he's able to dive into the end zone here at Handel Stadium to tie the ball game.
This just continues to be a punch-for-punch type of game. It's back and forth. And Western's defense thought they had him stopped up the center there. Smartly, Legata just takes it around the edge, and nobody to stop him around the edge.
Well, I don't remember the last time that Western's blocked an extra point, but it's needed right here. As Lang on to try the extra point. Good snap. Kick is up, and it's right down Broadway. So Villa Park takes the lead for the first time this ball game. They lead with 2:01 to go here in the third quarter. Villa Park 20 and Western 19.
That time we had a good rush off the outside on that extra point, but we brought it from both sides, and I think both guys didn't know if they wanted to leave their feet for that one. It was looked like they might collide if they did, you know. Business decision there. Are you going or am I going? And nobody went, but they both had a good rush. So the rush was there. If you lay out for that one, I think you're real close. And in this type of game, that's going to be, you know, possibly a game-changing play. So we're looking for that next time, you know. We just saw it. We can get back there. We have the time to get, you know, essentially our hands in front of it. I hope the next time we decide one or the other to go and lay out for that one. Whether it's on an extra point or even a field goal, I think that they're showing that it takes a little bit longer for them to get that kickoff than, you know, what's necessary to have zero chance of having a block.
You know, we've had 2 drives in this ball game, and we've eaten up most of the third quarter. Western got up, you know, got into the end zone it took them about a minute to do it, and then Villa Park took 8 minutes off the clock here, capped off by a 1 yard run by Vinny Legata to take the lead. Lang boots it away, headed for Bunchy. He's got it at the 1. He's at the 10. Tried to get outside of the 20, gets knocked out of bounds. Right around the 21-yard line goes Bunchy Young.
Bunchy Young finding a little bit of space there and just getting hit out of bounds right about the 24-yard line, 21-yard line, sorry.
Well, Western was able to get down the field in a hurry last time. And the defense was on the field for an awful long time. 8 minutes on the clock is a really long drive, and especially in high school football.
Yeah, and I mean, it just puts the wear and tear on your defense, which is why this year we're excited we don't have so many guys going both ways. Last year,
absolutely.
you're gassing a little bit going into your offensive plays right now if you're playing defense.
Well, you got trips out to the right side. Lindsay offset to the right of Thomas. Thomas sets up, throws inside handoff, inside shovel pass. It's Bunchy Young. He's got a first down and more, trying to pick his way through. He crosses the 40-yard line. Flag comes in late from the white hat from the backside. But Skylar Lindsay made it to the 40-yard line. 19-yard pickup. Let's check out this flag. They're talking to Western.
Oh, no. Got to be a holding, huh?
That's well downfield.
Holy moly.
Western's walking backwards, so it's against them.
That will nullify. An exciting play there. Bunchy Young with the inside pitch. I believe we used to call that rocket, something like that, that inside pitch. And you're trying to get the man to get up in the hole and find that space, and Bunchy did that much. But looks like we had a hold on the backside.
Well, it was downfield, so that brings up a first down and 6. Thomas, play action fake, throws out Bunchy on the left side this time. Breaks through, he's at the 40-yard line, still on his feet. Flag down, it's just coming back. Actually, that's not Bunchy, but he's still on his feet all the way down. That's Skylar Lindsay. Skylar Lindsay got it, took it all the way down to the 20-yard line of Villa Park, but that one's coming back. Another flag downfield, and this one's going to be a hold against Western again, negating some big plays. But again, look at the big plays that Western's able to just rip off there on offense.
That hurts, man. 2 plays in a row that Western's able to rip off, and both nullified by holding calls.
You know, they threw the flag at about the 35-yard line. Then the official picked it up and moved it back to the 30-yard line. A little minor detail. So we'll replay first down again. So this time it'll be first down and 11 back at the 20-yard line. Minute 32 to go here in the third quarter. It's 2019 Villa Park. Lindsay in the backfield with trips to the right side. Bunchy Young by himself to the left. Lindsay gets it, stutter step, pick up a couple on the play. That's going to bring up we'll call it second down and 9.
Lindsay able to get some positive yards there, but was running sideways rather than vertical as he broke through the line and got tackled by the linebacker.
Thomas straight back, looks right, takes off, flag on the play, another hold against Western, and he throws it away as he gets tackled. You know, before the game, we saw how clean the game was last week against the Legion. Now you got penalties galore for the Pioneers. Big penalties in big situations.
Moving them backwards.
Three straight holding on this drive alone.
We call that drive killers, right, Kent?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, they're sharing the wealth. Everybody's taking their turns with getting a holding call. Now this time, second down is going to be moved way back from where that hold was. They'll move it back to, looks like they'll see where they're spotting it at. Looks like the 12. It's going to bring up call it second down and 20 now. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Bill Park sends 4. Lindsay hit the backfield, is able to spin ahead for a couple, and that's it.
We're trying to surprise him there with a bit of a running back draw, catch him off guard. And defender just sliced into the backfield and was able to get on Lindsay's legs before he hit the line of scrimmage. Lindsay tried to spin out and lost his balance. Good play call, but, good play also by the Villa Park defender.
Third down and it's like about 15 there. Thomas back, looks to his right, breaks contain, takes off. He's got some room, and that hole closed up quickly. And he gets taken down just across, back to the original line of scrimmage. A whole lot of running around there for no yardage as Thomas comes up a little limp after taking that hit on 4th down. See if Coach Davison keeps the offense on the field. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. The score, with 3 stanzas complete, Villa Park 20 and your Western Pioneers 19. Oh, does Coach Davison go for it here? I don't know.
Such a tight game.
Well, the punting game's an adventure. You know, that's,
yeah, it is.
It's really, it's not as though you can feel confident about getting it away. Kicking, yeah. You know, if you're doing a safety, you kick off from the 20. Yeah, he'll flip the field. He being Hernandez, but we'll see what happens here. Villa Park ran a fake. Let's see. If number 12's in the ball game, and he's heading back there in punt formation, so looks like Western's going to kick this one away. Noah Inskeep inside his 10-yard line. And we will see who is going to be going deep. Right now, okay, there we go. Levy Clark is deep to receive the punt from Inskeep. High kick, short to the right side. Gets stopped right at midfield. And Villa Park in good field position again. And Villa Park going to start this 4th quarter in pretty good field position.
And, you know, it's tough there. That kick only selling about 30 yards and then just dying on that grass there. Sometimes it works against you, right, Kent?
Yeah, it sure does.
On a turf field, that one's going to roll for you for another 10 or 15 yards. You're going to be super happy.
Yeah.
In this situation, it died right there. And this offense is coming out of, you know, the last time they had the football, just being very successfully running the football. Now they're starting from their own 50.
Well, they come out in a spread set, trips to the right side. When they went under center, they had their way with Western. They come out in a different set this time. But they keep it on the ground as Coy Collins gets a couple before taking a big hit by Luna.
Luna staying locked in on that backside of the linebacker position. Makes a great tackle there. Good read on the play. Luna's, coming off like the end pretty much. Luna moves around a little bit. Linebacker and defensive lineman, a little bit of a hybrid, a guy that definitely wants to play at the next level, and a very smart football player.
2nd down and 8. Collins stays in the backfield, trips out to the right side. There's a flag on the play. There's illegal procedure against the Spartans, so that'll move him back 5. And we'll do 2nd down over again, a little bit further back.
If you guys wonder how Kent gets those calls so quick, because I'd be lost without him, I think Kent spent a little time in the referee jersey, right? The stripes over there, looking like a zebra.
First job ever. 16 years old, city of Lakewood, working as a sports official. You learn how to tune people out quickly.
I think it might have something.
That's my secret. My poor wife, you know, she talks and she goes, "Are you not paying attention to me? I'm just pretending I'm an official right now." You know? Flashback.
Oh, refs would love that one.
Trips to the right on 2nd down and 13. Play action fake, sets up, throws, incomplete, wide of the mark is Legata. That'll bring up a 3rd and long. Yeah, Legata's been a little off the mark here on his passing, and you know he does a great job actually handling the ball in run plays, but throwing it, you know, hasn't really been
all night.
Yeah, he's been off, you know, behind receivers, and that one was definitely behind. And you know, in the receiver's defense, a lot of those tip balls were, you know, they're just barely able to get a hand on it, and the ball just pops up in the air and gets picked. 3rd down and 13. Definitely a passing down here. Too wide on either side. Western showing blitz. Here comes 4. Flag on the play. And we got offsides against Western. No, against Villa Park. I guess they lined up offside. Usually that's their wide receiver lining up offside. He's pointing to the official saying, who, me? Yeah, you. Yeah, you, number 8.
It's a rare mistake there from Villa Park, not one that you would see often from this type of team.
No, you don't. Hey, wait. The ball was, I'm not sure what the heck just happened here. The ball was at 3 yard. They moved the sticks. The sticks should actually be 5 yards back from where they're at. Coach Davis is, they got to move it back from the 47 of Villa Park, and they figured it out.
The ball is hard.
Well, what happened was somebody moved the box. The box with the down, basically the down marker got moved, and it shouldn't have been. All right, we got it right now. 3rd down and 17. 3-man front for Pioneers. Huge play. Western showing blitz. Here they come. Back to pass, sets up, throws complete. And taken across midfield as Legata delivers a strike under maximum pressure there. Delivers a strike, but short of the first down. They get it out to the Western 47-yard line. Kind of in limbo there. And again, in a tight ball game, we'll see what happens. Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field.
That was Alex Samuel with the catch. Western making a good first down saving tackle there. Second line of defense.
4th down at the Western 47-yard line. They got to get to the 40. 9:50 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Under center is Legata. They're going to try to get Western to jump. They didn't. Now they shift out 2 receivers on either side. Now this time they did jump. They didn't got a call. Yes, they did. The shorts, the official on this side didn't throw the flag, but the official on the far side did, and he definitely moved.
That was twice that he moved. He had a little bit of a jump that second time they tried to get him, and then they did the hard count again, and this was after a motion, right? So he was ready to go, and he jumped the second time. Didn't go all the way, but he went right into the neutral zone that you're not allowed to touch, and a very crucial moment of the game there. Western had them at 4th down and
4th and 7. Now it turned into 4th and 2. And I'll tell you what, you got to come off the field there and get an earful from Coach Davidson. 4th down and 2. Legata calls his own number. He's got a first down as he crosses the 35-yard line. Gives the point of the first down, and Villa Park converts.
Oh, that one is heartbreaking, Ken.
It really is. You know, you had Western with a nice stand. Defense running, you know, they're running a little tired there. A few hands on hips. But the bigger piece of this is when you keep converting those 3rd and 4th downs, that's when you get emotionally drained. You've been there, Justin.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's where they
gosh.
pop one of the big plays, too, just like we did earlier, you know?
Can't get off the field. 1st and 10. The fresh legs with Vinny Legata. Legata calls his own number again, left side, hitting the backfield, takes another big hit, but didn't wrap him up. Dogba took a big hit, and the kid got totally clipped. I mean, there was a block in the back there, big time.
And that time,
wow,
to make a big hit, he just didn't wrap, Ken. He tried to lay the complete wood again and didn't work.
Yeah, and he comes off holding his shoulder. That's one of those like, oh, wish I hadn't done that. Yeah, RJ Dogba, he was holding his left shoulder badly after that hit. And you know what that usually means. Hopefully it's just a stinger.
It's not what you want to see, right?
Trips to the right side, 2nd down and 5. We're at 7:43 and counting. Handoff, Collins. And Western rallies to the ball.
Western's
Gonna bring up a 3rd down and short. Third down and 3. He's got to get to the 25-yard line. Clock continues to wind. Villa Park taking lots of time off the clock. Well, I don't think they're going to get this play off. Official's got his hand up. He's not doing the countdown yet, as we're at 6:50 to go. Oh, this is going to be a delay. It's got to be or a timeout. And Villa Park takes a timeout. Timeout with 6:44 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, Villa Park 20 and Western 19. You know, you talk about a veteran move there by Coach Anstich. Yeah, they're already doing 4-minute offense. That's what they're doing. They're expecting to score here. They just want to take as much time off the clock as they can. Because you got Western with such an explosive offense. That's what you got to do, right?
And, you know, we've missed an extra point today, so if they just are able to score and hit an extra point, they got an 8-point lead. There's no way we can beat them in one drive, right? We would have to come down and tie it up. And after watching, I'm sure, the film of last week's game and knowing how that turned out, you know, this coach is planning out, 3-4 minutes ahead to try to secure the win for his team in a hard-fought game, and Western's going to have to react to that. It's a huge third down this play.
Third down and 3 when we come back. 6:44 to go. We'll mark the ball on the left hash mark, right at the 28-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Lovey Clark singled up by himself to the left. Legata calls his own number, gets to the outside. Hit, breaks a tackle, and he's got enough for a first down. Oh, my.
Oh, man, we were just trying to tackle too high tonight, Kent. Legata runs high. If somebody just gets to his midsection, they're going to make that tackle behind the first down line. And we all came in together. We had 3 guys there to make a tackle, and no one shot their hips. We stayed tall.
Aiden Payne had him right, for a short gain, and then he ran right through him. I mean, he was right in position. He just ran right. Basically, I guess you call him he got trucked, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We've seen that happen a few times here in the second half where we're just not going down to wrap. We're not getting low.
Legata, gutty ball player. First and 10. Clock continues to wind. Legata hands off to Collins. He's in the backfield. They'll grab him. No gain on the play as we're under 6 minutes to go. Miscues here in the fourth quarter have been the demon for the Western Pioneers. Between tackling, jumping off sides, holding calls, not good.
Switching back into the game is Rufus Dogba coming in after that hit where we thought he might have injured the arm. Looks like he's going to be all right.
Yeah, usually shoulder that. What's stinger or separated shoulder?
Stinger, separated shoulder. Sometimes a clavicle or even a, we don't like to talk about that.
No, we
stinger
don't.
Stinger or separated shoulder, that's a very common ones when you hit like that.
There we go. We get somebody guarding the receiver on the far side. Keeping his Legata again. Boy, a lot of mismatching going on back there in the backfield. Flag comes in late. The flag at the 11-yard line. Let's check this flag out. Gain of 5 on the play. And the Zebras over there talking about it. Right around the 10-yard line. And this one's going against the Spartans. And there's a holding call against them. That'll move them back to the 21-yard line. 5:02 to go here in the fourth. Villa Park with a 1-point lead, but knocking on the door. They'll wind the clock as we're under 5 minutes to go. Villa Park's been keeping it on the ground for almost all of this second half. Two backs in the backfield with Legata. Motion man is Clark. Legata rolling out to his right, sets up throws, tipped and incomplete. Another one of those errant passes that hit the hand of Lovey Clark and almost got intercepted. Boy, that's a bullet they dodged there for sure.
They really dodged that one. Western had all their defenders on that side and very close for an interception there, and there it's going to bring up another tough situation for them. But Western's defense is really looking for another one of those opportunities, just like they had right there. Another tip ball, something they could take back the other way. A huge change of pace right now, or a turnover would be huge for the Western defense.
Big third down here. 3rd down and 14. 4:36 to go here in the 4th. Collins offset to the left of Legata. Back to passes. Legata looks left, then he goes right. Now he's out scrambling, rolling out to his right. Sets up and throws, complete. Down to the 14-yard line. Be well short of the 1st down. And well, let's see if Coach sends out the kicking unit or they decide they're going to go for it here.
Right.
Big decision for Coach Ansich.
If I'm coach, I think I'm going to try to go for it here. I mean, you get the kick out, right? You get where you make it where Western has to score a touchdown in order to beat you. On the other side, if you don't, looks like we're going to try to get them to jump off sides, you know?
Yeah. Well, even if they jump off sides, they're still not going to get, they're still going to be close.
But you know they're going to try it again to make it closer.
Yes, they did try to get him to jump. Legata's bobbing his head an awful lot. And you got to wonder, I think there's going to get another, either a timeout. There's another timeout. That's the 2nd. Villa Park's got 1 left. You know, when a quarterback's doing a head bob, it's one thing to do a hard count, but if you do head bob and shoulder bob at the same time, I've seen that called against the quarterback for a false start.
Well, it also doesn't really help you because you're not doing that on every other play. You're not doing a head bob. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're trying to fake them out. It's kind of counterintuitive. We've seen some quarterbacks that are really good at it, and it really comes from the voice, sounding just as serious as every other time you do it, in my opinion.
Well, we set up this this crucial 4th down. Again, I want another shout-out to the students here at Pioneer Press for just putting on a very first-class production here tonight. We've had shots from the press box. We've had on-the-field cameras. This is really taking it up another level, Mr. Almeida, the teacher, in this. Okay, well, on to try the field goal now. Yeah, 30-yarder from the right hash mark. Good snap. Kick is up. It's got the distance and the height. It is no good. He missed it to the left. Oh. Wow. Okay. Wide left. I'll tell you what, that kid, Lane's got he's got a leg, and he's able to get that one through, but timing was off on that one. He hooked it.
A great one there. Lucky one for Western. Leaves them with just a point to make up, right? So you can take this ball down the field and win off
and go for one?
A field goal on 3, right?
Or you can get a safety, right?
Yeah, that too. But in that same note, Kent, Western's had their own kicking problems tonight. We've left 2 points on the board kicking as well.
I'll tell you what, I would not want to trust the kicking game at this juncture. We've missed 2 extra points, and it's an adventure to say the least. Okay, Western with 2 timeouts, 3:35 to go. They've got 80 yards to pay dirt. Handoff, Lindsey's got it, breaks to the outside. Hit as he crosses the 20-yard line. He'll get to the 26, 6 yards on 1st down.
Another time, Lindsey taking a big hit, really working for those yards. And hard-earned yards here in the 4th quarter. Both teams still battling hard. Great shape.
You find out right now who your gamers are. And Skylar Lindsey certainly felt like one of them last week. Lindsey gets his number called again, but nothing doing as Villa Park swarmed the middle. And nothing doing. 3rd down and 4. Clock winds, 2:54 to go. And I'll tell you, from this point forward, we're in 4-down country because there's no way Western's punting the ball here.
No, I agree. That is not in our DNA in this situation.
No, not at all. 3rd down and 4. Chase Thomas directing traffic back there. Sets up 2 receivers to the right. And there's a timeout. Villa Park takes their final timeout with 2:27 to go. Coach Anchich is saying, okay, right here, right now, boys, this is the ball game. So this is the drive we got to stop. No mistakes.
And this has been a game where both teams have made some mistakes and capitalized on mistakes, but have continued to just stay together as teams. Like, this is one of those ones that tests your inner manhood the whole game, and you're going to leave here tomorrow a lot more sore probably than you left last game, even though last game it's just a different style of game. You know, those front seven and even safeties and corners today are really having to come up and make those tackles as Villa Park continues to run the football on offense. And we have a chance here to seal this game up on offense. This is where you want to be, right?
3rd down and 4. Trips bunched to the right side. Ball's in the middle of the field. Rolling out is Thomas. Takes off. Going to be close to the 1st down. He dives. He's close. I'm not sure if he got it. Depends on the mark. He's got it. 1st down, Western. Chance Thomas reaches a lot of his 6'2" frame, just enough to get across the 30-yard line for a Western 1st down.
And Chance Thomas doing a great job there of knowing where the sticks are at, well aware of where they're at and where his blockers are at, and picking up exactly what he needs for the 1st down.
New set of down for the Pioneers. 2:07 to go here in the 4th. Thomas back to pass. He's got time. Now he takes off running. Now he just throws it away. You know, if you remember last season, Chance may not have thrown that away right there. He may have just kept it, gotten sacked, taken an inopportune sack. A lot smarter this time around with taking care of the football.
Yeah, Chance feels comfortable when he's rolling out to the right, especially. You see him, he works on it nonstop both ways all offseason and switching those hips and keeping his eyes down the field. You can tell he does keep his eyes down the field very well and give his guys a chance all the way till the end, but this year has picked up that wisdom to know exactly when to get rid of the ball and not hurt your team on the back end.
2nd and 10. Minute 59 to go. Motion man, that's Lindsey. Gets it left side. Now he cuts back the other way. Hit in the back and hit from the back side there. But he's able to carry forward for 4 yards there. It's going to bring up another 3rd down and 6.
That time Western trying to catch him off guard there with that play. Lindsey trying to cut it back. Almost kind of like a counter would catch a defense off guard and gash him, and it didn't work.
3rd and 6 for the Pioneers. Thomas back to pass. He's got time, sets up throws. Bunchy's got it, 1st down. Bunchy Young, clutch 1st down right at the 46-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 1:26 to go.
And that's just huge right there. Their chemistry is on point, as always. Bunchy and Chance, I mean, I really don't think that I'd be guessing that Bunchy and Chance spend about 10 hours together a day if they're in all the same classes. They're always together.
1st and 10, trips to the left side. Chance rolling out to his left, steps up, throws off his back foot, and goes incomplete.
My thought process in saying that is that they're always on the same page. Kent, we've seen them one time today, a little bit off, and everything else from Chance and Bunchy has just been, perfectly in sync.
Well, I think they live together, so they probably spend a lot of time together.
Maybe more than 10 hours a day.
Yeah, maybe.
You might have to separate them at school.
Maybe. 2nd down and 10. Bunchy by himself to the right, trips out to the left side. Lindsey in the backfield. Thomas back to pass, got time. Now he's in trouble, he rolls out. Now he escapes traffic, scrambling again, directing traffic. He's going to take off running now. He's at midfield, and he runs out of bounds smartly right near the 1st down. I'm not sure if he got it. He's going to be close. No, they're going to mark him just short of the 1st down.
And great on the rest of the guys to withhold themselves from holding a silly hit, coming back, stuff like that. Chance had that play going for 10 seconds, and we were able to keep it all together. Chance almost picks up the 1st down, about as close as you can get.
3rd down and an inch, and then Villa Park now jumps. And there they go. Chance Thomas able to turn the favor on the Villa Park Spartans and move them back 5 yards, and that's 1st down the easy way.
Gotta love that.
Crowds on their feet here at Handel Stadium. 1:05 to go. Western has it, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Villa Park has people shifting personnel. Thomas has time, sets up throws, complete, right side, close to a 1st down again. That's Skylar Lindsey out of the backfield, hauling that one in. Skylar with 174 yards total offense last week. He's receiving his doing his job, rushing and receiving. 2nd down and 2. We're at 59 seconds to go. We're setting up for another barn burner, Justin. Actually, we're already there. We're in barn burner mode. 2nd and 2. And Western takes a timeout. They've got one left. So with 59 seconds to go, Coach Davison wants to settle down his troops, get them over here and say, come on, let's get this going the right way here.
I think it's an opportune time to call a timeout right there, settle things down, talk over a play. Make sure everybody's on the same page right now because you're in crunch time, right? And this offense that you're playing against hasn't shown a tremendous ability for like long passing plays. So if you can score here, right, less time on the clock is better. But as it stands right now, if we can get into the end zone, we're leaving them with a very tough situation as far as getting any points themselves. So Chance has been great in his clock management here in this last drive. He's also been good in his vision and making sure that he picked up as close as he could as that first down, right? That was an impressive play for him to break the pocket and do that. And we're continuing to move down the field against a tremendous defense. And we got to stay focused in because right now it's coming down to the same way as last week. Everything's on the line for one series.
Back-to-back weeks of great football here at Handel Stadium. 2nd down and 2 from the 32-yard line. Trips to the left side. Lindsay in the back, offset to the right. Lindsay gets it right side. 1st down, Western, as he crosses the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Skylar Lindsay, big 1st down for the Pios.
We're trying to get on the ball quick, get everybody set, see what they're in, maybe catch them off guard if possible. 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Thomas calls for the ball. He's got time. Sets up, throws, looking for Bunchy again. Got it! Touchdown! Western! Bunchy Young! Oh, my!
Bunchy Young with a superstar catch in double coverage. He splits both the defensive backs. Looks over his shoulder, comes up with that one, and it is electric here. Everybody's on their feet at Handel. We are so excited, Kent. This is a huge one.
Bunchy. And Western's going to keep the offense on the field and go for 2 here to make it a 7-point game. Wow. Bunchy Young. Take it to the house, kid. Oh, my. Bunchy went up, my-balled that one, and hauled it in for the Western lead. Lindsay, he's in the backfield. He's going to try to get it himself. He's got Pater to the outside. It's good. Skylar Lindsay. Conversion to 2 points. And that makes the score Western 27, Villa Park 20 with 39 seconds to go here in this ballgame. Wow.
Kent, you told me earlier on in the offseason, you said, I like something about the team. Like the team this year, their effort together and how they play together. And I couldn't quite grasp exactly what you were telling me. You'd seen a lot more of this team than I had. Right now, I'm grasping it completely.
It's got a different vibe, Justin.
It does.
Really does.
It really does. And I pride myself on being one of those guys who was on one of those teams. And I think these guys are just, they're playing together very well, man. This Villa Park team is a really good team that they're taking everything to right now. And so we just need to really play well on this kickoff. First off, special teams finish up. And then we got 40 more seconds to take off the clock before a win.
Well, with 39 seconds to go, let's see what Hernandez does. Boots it. Line drive kick. Collins has it at the goal line. He's at the 5, he's at the 10. Breaks it to the outside, he's at the 20. Taken down there at the 23-yard line. Nice job there on special teams. That's Ernest Nunley with a huge tackle there. So Villa Park has 26, they've got 72 yards, 77 yards with 30 seconds and no timeouts. Western just got to basically play base football here.
Do not let anything behind you.
And they got some deep coverage going on here. Your job, do not let anybody by you. Last time they got beat in this situation at the half by Salesian when they ran that double pass. Not sure if Villa Park's got that in their playbook. Legata sets up, throws right. Yes, they do. He's trying to set up and throw that same double pass, and it's incomplete. And I don't know.
Western looking for the
Western's
grounding
looking
flag.
absolutely for intentional grounding. There was nobody there. And if you're a receiver, can a receiver be called for intentional grounding? If he's outside the pocket on a double pass, I don't know.
I don't know about that one either. That's a tough question.
Yeah, that's a great question. Steve Fryer might know if he's still listening in.
Or Mr. Bruce Kubrick, if you're listening in, go ahead and let me know as well.
2nd down and 10. Villa Park saw that on scout film, as Salesian did that to him. Legata, 2nd and 10, back to pass. He's got time. Now he breaks pocket, directing traffic. Hit as he throws. Intercepted. And he's just got to get down. And he's going to try to take it the distance. Rufus Dogba inside the 5-yard line. And Western puts an exclamation point on this. The 4th interception of the night. And that's going to do it.
What a play there by
Rufus
Western.
Dogba comes back after taking that big hit and takes it all the way down to the 5-yard line. Westerns have got a knee away, and they'll celebrate their 2nd win of the night, 2nd win of the season. Another last-minute 4th quarter comeback for your Western Pioneers.
Not everybody's going to like that. Most people will say, hey, just take a quick knee, don't risk the fumble. But when you're training all offseason to be aggressive on defense, right, and make an interception and take it back to the house, that's what he just did. It was his one chance. He's like, I got to take this to the house.
I promise you, he's going to hear it from his coaches, especially Dan Davis. I know him.
Yeah.
Those details matter is, son, you don't take that ball. I mean, you take a knee, you slide down.
It's a learning lesson. You got to learn. You got to teach right now. Yep. That's not the right point to do that.
Nope, not at all. I mean, you imagine going down there and fumbling the ball.
Yeah, and giving them another chance.
Absolutely.
Or even not another chance for a play. Could have been a pickup, and you're all out of position, and somebody runs it all the way back on you, So.
Western, I would hope we get under center here, just take a knee, and we're in shotgun. God. I'm going to have to get in Coach Davis' ear and say, you really got to get over there and learn how to take a knee. Take it under center and just fall down.
Yeah, the college coaches love it when your top 15 recruit over here would just line up under center there and take his knee.
And Chance Thomas takes his knee, and that's it. 000 on the scoreboard. We are final from Handel Stadium. Western 27, Villa Park 20. Wow, Justin. Wow.
This was one I had circled in the books from the start of offseason, Kent. Villa Park, knowing this was going to be a very tough matchup for Western. And I came in here tonight believing that it was going to be a battle, and a battle it was. But Western showed some makeup, something about them, something not just tangible but untangible. You can't really put your finger on it right now, but I'll be able to tell you in a few games because I got the chills. It feels good. It just feels good. Western played amazing as a team tonight, Kent, and that's all you can ask for. Our fans are happy. I'm sure the word's going to spread. We're going to be bringing some more people into the stadium next time we're here, and this is the most exciting football. 2 games in a row that I've seen in years.
And you never would have thought, them taking down the mighty Villa Park Spartans, but they did in dramatic fashion here at Handel Stadium. One more time, Bunchy Young, his 3rd touchdown reception of the night, the game winner, Chance Thomas, finding him in the corner, on a post for the big win for the Western Pioneers. Any final words before we send everybody home and happy?
For the players who look back on this and listen, and for everybody else out there, we appreciate you listening, appreciate you checking it out. Stay safe tonight, stay out of trouble. We got a fantastic thing going over here at Western, and you guys need to make it down to Anaheim for the next game.
Well, the Pioneers are on the road next Thursday in a revenge game against Brady Edmonds and the Huntington Beach Oilers. For Justin Conley, this is Kent McKell saying goodnight from Handel Stadiums, where your Pioneers moved to 2-0 with a decisive 27-20 win over the Villa Park Spartans. Thank you for listening to Western Pioneer Football on MixLR.com and watching us on Pioneer Press. Be sure to give us a follow so you can catch all the action this season. Good night now.
Will you きな愛とやるがどの程度かよくわかるわ。さあ謝るのよ。
This is the end of the Pioneer Press PSPN broadcast. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I am Angel Vargas, your broadcast director, wishing you all good night.